All right. Should be going. I think I clicked it right as the clock hit 6. I might actually be the greatest of all time. As you can see, to I guess my reflected self's left, I have made chat bigger. You can read your own messages. We are breaking new ground here, folks. Here on Crushing It, breaking new ground. Absolutely breaking brand new ground. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be an outstanding game of football tonight. Hopefully, in favor of the Denver Broncos. AFC West rivalries go back to 1960, and they have not gotten any less intense. It is Broncos Raiders tonight on Thursday Night Football, going from Mile High. Of course, I'm coming at you from my home, from my home studio in the bedroom. I need to get, I swear to God, like, I either need to get a pop filter or I need to get a, like, one of those professional headsets with, like, an actual, like, soundboard. But it is what it is. So, here in our little bit of a pregame here, we got about 15-ish kind of sort of minutes until this game kicks off. So, we've got a few things to go over, obviously. It's the pregame football show. And yeah, it's going to be wonderful tonight. It's going to be a great stream, going to be a great game, hopefully a great game for the Broncos. What's up, Ender Games? Mr. Mod, Woofy, what's up? Checking in with you. I got out of work early, grabbed some Coors Banquets, head home, watch the Broncos. Hell yeah, Woofy. Hell yeah, I stock a lot of Coors out here. I stock a lot of Coors out here. As you can see, you can read your messages now, Woofy. We've got readable messages finally on Crushing It. It is absolute cinema. Of course, pregame, we're going to shoot the plug early. Don't forget to like the stream. Helps me out. Get as many Broncos fans in here as we can before kickoff. So here we go. Storylines. Broncos push in not just for the playoffs. They managed to break that streak last season under the leadership of a rookie Bo Nix, but they are looking to win their first division title since 2015, the year they managed to win Super Bowl 50. We go look at this schedule past the Raiders here. Of course, we're not going to look past the Raiders, but we're looking at a distance just past them right now, just to see what is coming up as the Broncos push for their first AFC West title in 10 freaking seasons. Here we go. You got the Raiders tonight. I don't care how bad the Raiders are this year. It is 100% an AFC West game. Broncos and Raiders are always tough games. I don't care what the score ends up being. They're always close at some point. No different with the Broncos and Raiders. They play each other tough. Broncos have this one at Mile High, so that does give the Broncos an advantage. Fast forward to week 11. Yeah, it's already week 10. Can you believe that? Fast forward to week 11. Broncos are going to come off in the mini-bye. Of course, they're going to get Kansas City off of the bye-bye. And Broncos are going to, of course, have Kansas City at Arrowhead. That is a 2:25 Mountain Time kickoff. And that one's going to be interesting. Broncos, of course, were a blocked field goal away last year from beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead. And then they beat them in Mile High in the throwbacks against the Chiefs 2s and 3s to get into the playoffs. We all know how that went. Of course, the Broncos trying to improve. And by record, they have improved. We'll get to that in a minute. Then you get the bye week for the Broncos. And then we pick up again November 30th. It is a primetime kickoff that might be Sunday Night Football. That is Sunday Night Football in Washington against the Commanders. Commanders are a depleted team, but you don't want to overlook an opponent, of course. We need to come out and hit hard and fast and put this away early. I agree, especially with the state of the Broncos defense right now without Pat Surtain. I don't think KAD is a bad corner by any means. Like, he's had some good moments in some relatively short playing spurts. I just, like, you definitely don't want to go into a game with KAD as your one or your two, however the Broncos are deploying him. I think tonight we're going to see a lot more Jahdae Barron because obviously, you know, your number one target for the Raiders is Brock Bowers. Maybe we see Riley Moss on Bowers, but I feel like Moss on Bowers gets you a rough setup there for some PI calls, not because, of course, Moss is legitimately committing it, but because of how Riley Moss himself has been officiated this year. I feel like him on Brock Bowers is a nightmare waiting to happen by no fault of his own. I think we're going to see, especially with Jade being more of a nickel corner, I think we're going to see a lot more Jade Barron on Brock Bowers tonight. Now, of course, I could be completely wrong. It is what it is. Let's keep going. You got the Raiders again, and that one is in Vegas that next week, 2:05 kickoff for that one, for anyone timekeeping here. Week after that, that's going to be the GPS Bowl, Broncos-Packers in Mile High. And that's going to be a really interesting matchup. Of course, as we lead up to that game, as we get closer, there will be some more preview, some more analysis. Jordan Love and the Packers are really confusing, and I've seen multiple hosts of so many different podcasts say that the Packers have no identity, and I think they're still finding that. The Packers are just a really weird team, because on any given week, tie the Cowboys, lose to Cleveland, lose to Carolina, but they've also played some really good games this year, and you can never discount anybody, especially not the Packers. You get back-to-back home weeks. You play the Jags on December 21st. That's another 2:05 kickoff. Jags in the playoff race. Jags currently holding the 7th spot in the AFC. They've looked about as inconsistent as Trevor Lawrence has been. And it's been bringing up a lot of really, really tough questions for the Jags, because, for a little while he had an excuse. He had the excuse of that Urban Meyer was his head coach for a while. Or for the 1 year. And I do think that stunted his development, but with it only being the 13 games that Urban Meyer coached, I don't know that it was enough to completely ruin Trevor Lawrence. And past that second season, I don't think we've seen a lot of progression out of Trevor Lawrence. And I think that's a game where you're probably going to have a healthy Pat Surtain back. I don't think that's a game that the Jags are going to look particularly good in. I think the Jags we're really going to see here down the stretch whether or not they're legit, because you could theoretically say that the Jags are a quarterback away, because Trevor Lawrence has not been that guy for them yet since they picked him first overall. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the Jag season plays out from here. They'll have a 2:05 p.m. Kickoff with the Broncos in Week 16. Week 17, Denver has to go to Arrowhead on Christmas and play Kansas City. Broncos have not won an Arrowhead since 2015. Since, if I remember correctly, that crazy Jamal Charles fumble that Bradley Roby returned for a touchdown. That was a crazy game. And then you close it off with a rematch against the Chargers. You get this one in Mile High. And I definitely think that's going to be... I definitely think those two teams are going to be in very different places than where they were in Week 3. Obviously, the Chargers down both starting offensive tackles. I think that's a game that Broncos defense can absolutely feast in. But let's bring it back, and let's focus on the Raiders. Do the Raiders do anything well? They do. The Raiders are not a bad run-stuffing defense by any means. Broncos are giving up 3.8 yards per carry this season to running backs, and that has them inside of the top 10. But let's just go look at these yards per game here. The Raiders aren't doing too horribly, kind of around middle of the pack. ESPN doesn't want to show me yards per carry, which kind of sucks. Can I just look at rushing? I can. Maybe. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we go look at your best rush defenses by yards per carry. Raiders are up there in the top 10, only holding teams to 3.9 a pop. That's hardly any more than Denver. Of course, now these are all within decimals here in the top 5 to 10 here. Seahawks with the best run defense at 3.5. Broncos at 4 with 3.8. And the Raiders just a few spots below, tied with the Bucs and the Rams in terms of run defense. Now, I think they're giving up a lot more yards per game, because I think a lot of teams are running a lot more against the Raiders. So it really... The numbers are a little skewed a little bit. The Raiders have roughly, by yards per game, about a league average defense, but they can stuff the run really well, of course, by yards per carry. I think a lot of teams are just running a lot of attempts on the Raiders this year. No, they're about league average. Okay, so weird discrepancy for the Raiders, but it is what it is. Raiders have a really, really solid run defense. We go look at passing defense. for the Raiders by yards per game. And, well, that's probably where you're going to get them defensively. Let's see, bottom 12, give or take, here for the Raiders in terms of pass defense. 224 flat per game. Of course, you're playing a very inconsistent Bo Nix, where we haven't seen him at his best this season until the fourth quarter. So the question for Denver becomes this week, can Bo Nix put it together? Can Bo Nix put a game together that's not against Dallas? That's, with it was essentially 7-on-7 against the Cowboys for Bo Nix. What is he going to be able to do against this Raiders defense? Can the Broncos O-line, who has been one of the best in the league all year, only surrendering 9 sacks on the year, can they protect Bo Nix and keep that pocket clean against the likes of Max Crosby? Max Crosby, of course, the Raiders' premier rushing threat. Pass rush threat, I should say. Let's go see if I can find some Raider player stats real quick, see who their top rushers are. Yes, give me PFR. I love Pro Football Reference. I used to spend so long at work just looking at PFR. Geno tied with Tua for the most picks. True. It's less it's less stifling the Raiders offense for me, because I like the Broncos defense is for sure good enough to just do that by breathing. The real question is right now is, what is this Broncos offense going to do against this Raiders defense? And let's go look at these defensive stats here. We'll look at this by sack. Max Crosby leading the team with 5. He's got Jonah Lalu right behind him with 4. And then after that, there's kind of a drop-off. Tyree Wilson at 2, Devin White at 1. So the Raiders aren't really a pass rush heavy team outside of Max Crosby. I think the Broncos are definitely going to have a game plan of, hey, let's double team this guy, let's chip this guy, let's do whatever we got to do against this Raiders pass rush to just completely stifle them. I really wish I didn't close my ESPN tab. Point is, Broncos offense has to find a way to get it going. How do you get it going? You run the ball. J.K. Dobbins has been outstanding this year for the Broncos. He's been the number 1 back for a reason. Let me go pull up his numbers real quick. I should have had these ready to go, but, I'm an amateur for a reason. But you look at him this regular season, 695 yards already through 9 weeks, 5.1 a pop. He's only scored 4 touchdowns. But J.K. Dobbins is having a really efficient year for the Broncos, despite him not getting a ton of carries. And it's going to be really interesting, again, to see how this Broncos offensive line will hold up, who have been really good for just at blocking. I hate to generalize the term like that, but you can't put fancy on what has worked. And I think that's going to be the real question, is what can this Broncos offense do, especially without Marvin Mims? The Broncos special teams is going to be a little scary to watch today without him. So we pull up live now. We're doing this on Twitch too, because Ender Games, shout to Ender Games. We can just watch it for free on Twitch. So, just a few moments from kickoff. We're a commercial break away from kickoff. And the hope is that the Broncos are able to come out and jet the Raiders with the throwbacks. Hey, look, a robot. Remove. Actually, hide. That's what I would do, Ender Games, by the way, with you as a mod. When the bots come in, I would just straight up hide them from the channel. Honestly, 5-second slow mode helps me out so much. Because it lets me, catch them on their first message and just nuke them. It does affect, obviously, the chatting experience a bit, but I figure 5 seconds is a balanced enough time to where you're not waiting for ages to throw out a message. It gives you a second to read somebody else, but it also helps me, and I, at this point, by proxy, where I do have a mod now, Ender Games. Can mods not ban? I figured. Maybe I would have to give you higher mod hired mod? Or did I not have mod activity on? Okay, no, that's the wrong button. I mean, I will leave that on, but community moderation, do I need to give you more permission? User management. Yeah, I've got, yeah, do I need to make you, oh, maybe I need to make you a managing moderator? You can hide, but you can't ban. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, let's see. If I promote you to a managing moderator, I think you should be able to. You can hide people. I mean, that's what I've had to do, on this. Yeah, I can, like, hide user on the channel, but that's kind of the extent of it. That should be fine, for now, as long as you can hide them. I think that's fine. Yeah, Yep, we are getting going here on Thursday Night Football. Broadcast is starting to break out. Whew. I mean, I'm fine just hiding. Yeah, pretty much, more or less. Oh, it's a beautiful night in Denver, 62 degrees here at kickoff. Here we go. Divisional football here on Thursday night should be a good one. Don't let the records fool you. These are two legendary coaches, maybe not at the height of their powers anymore, but certainly still hanging in the game. Of course, there's a reason, obviously, that Pete Carroll was sought out. Here we go. It is going to be the Broncos kicking this thing off. They will get the ball at second half. Gonna throw one of those in. Will Lutz getting ready to send us into the night. Here we go. Into the mile-high night. It is going to be Raiders ball to start, and that will be a touchback on this first return. There is still smoke and fog in the air from all the pyrotechnics. Here we go. Geno Smith starting for the Raiders, 2-6 record for him this year, and he's got even touchdowns to interceptions, both at 11. Ender Games did allude to this in chat. They've got it on the broadcast that he is tied with Tua for the most interceptions in the league, 11 through 9 games. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 35-yard line. Bronco defense looking to shut them down. They are without Pat Surtain for the second straight week. We'll see what they can do. It is going to be Geno under center. 2 receivers to his left side. And with Genty behind him. Receiver goes right to left. They hand it off to Genty, and he is met in the backfield by Talanoa Hufanga, and that is Dre Greenlaw coming to join him for the run stuff. The 2 former 49ers making their mark known early in this game. No gain for the Raiders. 2nd down and 10. Raiders just try to run a little motion concept. They get a receiver on the right side, just goes in motion quick. It's kind of common nowadays here in the NFL offense. You get a guy in motion, hand it off up the middle. Here we go. Smith in the gun. It will be Genty to his left side. 1 receiver to the top of the formation. Bowers will motion left to right. He will join that isolated guy. Geno back to throw. That pass is complete, and Riley Moss is immediately on Thornton Jr. after what appears to be a gain of 5. It's going to set up 3rd and a little more manageable here for the Raiders. And that is Thornton Jr., number 10, likely to get a bigger role with the trade of, why can't I think of his name right now? I can't think of his name right now. Here we go. Geno in the gun, 3rd and 6. They call it a gain of 4. Running back to his right side. 3 receivers, 2 of them wide receivers. Bowers to the left. They motion number 17. Geno back to throw. And he's going to sling it. And he's got a 1st down. Just barely. That is number 17. Tyler Lockett, longtime Seahawk with Geno Smith. He's working on Jaquan McMillan in man coverage. So let's see if I can get a little early analysis out of this. It does appear that it is going to be Jahdae Barron on Brock Bowers for a good chunk of the night. You had McMillan and Barron in on the same snap. So, new set of downs for the Raiders up to the 45-yard line. Single back set here under center for Geno Smith. Genty in the backfield. They do hand it off, trying to go right side. He is met by a wall of orange, pushing forward up to the 50. Gain of 5 for the Raiders. That is going to set up 2nd and 5. What a run. Wazarike able to get hands in on him first. Singleton able to join the fray. Unable to bring him down. Ashton Genty, talented rookie out of Boise State. Raiders took him early in the draft for many reasons. His ability to power forward, one of them. 2nd and 5, 12:35 and counting down here in this Thursday night first quarter. Geno once again under center, single back set. 2 receivers stacked on the right side. They're in tight. Now one of them goes in motion. They will play action. Geno booting to his right side. Geno now with room to run up to the 45. He will slide down, first down, just barely at the Denver 45. Raiders getting on a little bit of a drive here. Gained about 30 yards so far on this possession, looking to gain more. Broncos have been a bit of a bend-don't-break defense all season long. A little shaky between the 20s, but they definitely get it done inside of the 20. It's going to be Smith in the gun. Genty lined up to his right side, 2 receivers stacked left. And I believe that is Bowers that will join them, or another guy. Drops back. No, he hands it off. It's a draw, and the Broncos will get him down. Gain of 3 on the play. That is Greenlaw and Barron, both in on the tackle, trying to help each other up a little bit. So this Broncos defense now with their backs against the wall a little, getting into their territory just a little bit. Raiders are pushing 11:25, counting down, play clock down to 5. Raiders got to hurry to get this thing off. Down to 2, down to 1, and play clock's at 0. We'll see what this is. Do they get the timeout off, or are they getting flagged? It is Bill Binovich. And they're going to get a play clock reset on this. Geno wanted it reset, and they grant it to him. They reset to 25. Geno grabs a drink of water out of one of those squishy Gatorade bottles. I love those bottles, by the way. What's up, Daniel Barra Sports Highlight, 5851. How you doing tonight? First possession of the game so far. Chip Kelly, Raiders OC, has him moving. From the Denver 41.5, Geno in the gun, Genty to his left. They're going to receiver in motion. That is Lockett, right to left. And we got a flag down. They kill the play. And that is likely to be a false start if it's a dead, or if it kills the play. And it is. 5-yard penalty. That'll back the Raiders up. Going to make it 2nd and 12 for him now. They get Mayer, number 87, on the false start. Raiders run in a lot. Technicality, it would be 22 personnel. However, they use Brock Bowers as a wide receiver, so it still ends up being, 21 personnel. We'll see what they're able to do here. 2nd and 12 now behind the sticks. 10:50 and counting down. Now from the Denver 46. Geno in the gun. Genty to his right. 3 receivers in a trips on the right side. Now they motion Lockett to the left side. Geno, short drop, slings it out. He's got a man open in the flat, and that is Tyler Lockett. Gain of 11. Going to make it a 3rd and short now. We'll see if the Raiders are able to run for this thing. Very, 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 very deep coverage there by the Broncos. They leave Lockett open in the flat. Nobody home down there. Hufanga able to chase him out of bounds. So they call him out of bounds earlier on the play. They make it 3rd and 3. Geno in a gun set. Very tight set. Looks like 2 tight ends on the right side, 2 receivers on the left. We're going to get a receiver in motion to make it a trips bunch on the right. Geno takes a snap. Long drop back to the D of the 50. Now he's scrambling. He's got men on him. Sacked. Zach Allen will get in from behind. Bit of an injury scare last week for him, but he has made his mark on this first possession. 4th down for the Raiders, back to about midfield, and the Broncos are going to force a Raider punt. Broncos only really bring 5 on that, and a few guys get beat on that. Allen just able to keep fighting until they got a free lane in. Broncos run zone coverage on that. He did have a guy open if he was able to time it up with Bowers. Broncos able to hold their zone, stay home. They will force a punt, 4th and 8. They will be snapping this. I apologize, from the Denver 42. Here's the snap. It is off. Looking to pin the Broncos deep right here. That is Michael Bandy on the return. And we're going to see them spot this ball at the 1. They say A.J. Cole able to pin Denver at the 1 on a punt that goes out of bounds. Oh boy. That is going to lead us to our first commercial break here on Thursday night. Raiders unable to do anything with that first possession. Zach Allen able to come in like a screaming missile and pin Mr. Geno Smith to the turf. I hope everybody is having themselves a wonderful night. I know I'm having myself a good night. Got off of work a little later than I would have liked to. But that's all right. We're here now. If you are enjoying the stream so far, if you've been here from the start, or if you're just joining us, wouldn't hurt if you were to like the stream, help get me out to more Broncos fans or Raider fans alike. Whoever we can get in the room. I just like talking football with people. Once again, we are in commercial break. You are not missing anything. I'm going to crack my Dr. Pepper. Shit is delicious. I highly enjoy Dr. Pepper. Yeah, if you're in chat, how's your night been? How has your night been? I know everybody looks forward to, looks forward might be a bit of a strong word, but everyone's got, everyone has got Thursday night on the weekly schedule. I got you on in the background as I work on layout and a scoreboard. Hell yeah, brother. If you're working on one for me, I will pay you for it. I'm kind of broke right now, but I get paid next Friday. Let's go Broncos. Yes. Who is that? Luffs and stuff. Hell yeah. Sorry, it took me a second to figure out how to read your name. Sometimes I am a little Englishly challenged. Now the pronunciations throw me off. I swear to God I have some undiagnosed dyslexia. Of course I don't know that for sure. So this is not a self-diagnosis stream by any means. But no, I do hope everybody is having a good night. Broncos are going to get the ball on offense here in just a minute. They are going to have it at their own 1-yard line after an absolute dagger of an A.J. Cole punt. We'll see if that changed during the commercial break, but judging where these huddles are, absolutely not. I got 0 sugar cherry, but black raspberry is really good. Okie doke. Here we go, back to the broadcast. It is going to be 1st and 10 for the Broncos at their own 1-yard line. Once again, after an absolute dagger of a punt by A.J. Cole. Broncos offense looking to get off to a hot start, and if they want to do that, they're going to have to start in the shadow of their own goal line. Nix in a single back set. Sherfield is going to go in motion left to right. Nix trying to get a hard count. Doesn't get it. Hands it off. That is Dobbins barreling forward up to the 8-yard line. Gain of 7 for the Broncos. And it feels like the second straight or third straight game where they've started with a 7-yard carry by J.K. Dobbins, but that is outstanding work to get them off of the shadow of their own goal line there. Broncos were staring at a safety if they weren't able to get off of there. A first down would definitely help them, give them a little more breathing room for whatever they want to do. It does appear that Frank Crum has checked into the game as an eligible receiver. Backup tackle for him. We got a whistle in on this. Okay. Frank Crum had to actually report as eligible. To give Dobbins a gain of 6 on the play, it is going to set up a 2nd and 4. Ball's moving a little bit. With the wind swirling a little in Denver. Ref going to come in, reset that thing. Hopefully the wind doesn't push it anymore. It does not. 8:30 and counting down. Nix once again, single back set, 2 receivers. Nix will pitch it out right side. That is Dobbins. Dobbins looking to get the edge. Doesn't get very far. Gain of 1, maybe 1.5 with the slight reach out. A little bit shy. Going to set up a 3rd and short for this Broncos offense, who has been a little inconsistent on these 3rd downs all year. Of course, some of that does come slightly from maybe some of the inconsistent play calling, but it does feel like a lot of the time the Broncos don't set themselves up they don't set themselves up in great situations on 3rd down often. So now that they've got a decent opportunity here, 3rd and 2, they need to take advantage of it. 8 minutes and counting down in this first quarter. 3rd and 2, Nix in the gun. Dobbins will line up to his right. Nix with the snap will hand it off to Dobbins. Dobbins searching, and Dobbins will find nothing. Max Crosby is going to get in there and blow that play up, and that is only a gain of 1. And that will likely force a Broncos punt. And it will. Broncos trying to commit to the run early. Max Crosby just lined up inside of Adam Troutman. Troutman unable to contain him. And Dobbins doesn't try to cut back on that one, just trying to get forward. And that was going to be the question tonight. Could the Broncos contain Max Crosby after one drive? The answer's no. 3 and out for the Broncos. Hello, Bok Choy. Hope you're having yourself a good night. Go, Broncos. It is going to be Crawshaw on to punt this thing from his own goal line. He's able to get that one off. And it's a shanker. That's going to wind up giving the Raiders field position at the Broncos side of the field. They're going to mark it at the Denver 44. That has been the first real muff by Crawshaw in the regular season. 7:07 to go here in the game. And that was an awful kick. You only net about 34 on that one, or maybe 36. And now the Raiders are going to get, they call it 30. Raiders will get it at the Denver 41-yard line. Ref's trying to get everybody set up real quick. He kind of intervened on that. Jumbo package here for the Raiders. Under center is Geno Smith. Genty standing there menacingly in the backfield. Pitch it out to the right side where the jumbo set was. And what a hit by Alex Singleton to keep him at the line of scrimmage. Alex Singleton comes in like an absolute torpedo. Gonna have to call him Goldilocks the torpedo on a play like that. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Raiders offense. For as much grief as we do give Alex Singleton for his pass coverage, Alex Singleton is an absolute monster in the run game. Here we go. Broncos, 4 down linemen there. They send a receiver in motion left to right. Smith from the gun, short draw, pressure getting in, and that ball is batted at the line of scrimmage. Zach Allen does not care what you want to run on offense. He will make an impact one way or another. So already he's got his 2nd impact play of the game. Looking to win himself a game orange soda early here on Crushin' It. Benito almost got in there. Looked like that tackle kind of tackles him down a little bit. And despite the no sacks for Nick Benito, he has consistently been in on some of these plays here. Not getting the sack production that you'd think, but a lot of pressures. Gun set here for Geno Smith. 2 receivers stacked on the left side of the formation. Takes a snap. Pumps it to the running back. Now he tosses it out. That is number 31, and he will get the first down. What a block by Dante Thornton. He had an earlier catch. It looked like borderline holding on that side. Broncos bluffed a blitz on that, didn't bring it. They screened it out to the running back. And yeah, Riley Moss just gets blocked out of the play. It is a very, very solid block. So from the Denver 30 now, Raiders knocking on the door of the red zone. Geno under center. Takes the snap, hands it off. Jet sweep number 1, trying to get around the side. Trey Tucker stumbles there into a gain of 6. Gain of 7. Trey Tucker, number 1 for the Raiders, came up as a bit of an up man for him to the left of the formation. Handed off, ran it right out of the single back. And gets him a good amount of yards there. Raiders trying to keep the Broncos defense off guard just a bit. 5:20 and counting down in this first quarter already. 2nd and 3 now, inside of the Bronco 25-yard line. Bronco defense trying to hold strong. Broncos don't show blitz. Guy goes in motion, moving around a little bit from the slot left back there. Smith over the middle. He has a man. That is Michael Mayer tackled down. That is Brandon Jones that makes first contact, and they will down him. It's a first down for the Raiders, who are now knocking on the door of points. Broncos, again, just running zone on that, and Singleton, they pick on him a little bit there over the middle. Singleton just doesn't get over to it, and it leaves the middle wide open for Geno. Geno 5 for 6, 41 yards, 4:39 counting down. Single back set. Smith under center, 2 tight ends to the left. Bowers will motion to the right side. He will serve as a pulling blocker. Genty running to the right side, and he will bounce off of 2 different Broncos safeties before finally Alex Singleton gets to him. 6-yard gain. Raiders are ripping some plays here. Chip Kelly seems to be a little bit in his bag tonight. Send me a logo. Yes. I'll send you my logo over commercial break if that works. Once we get to an ad break, I'll send that to you. 2nd and 4 for the Raiders now after a gain of 6. Down to the Broncos 6-yard line. They can get a first down to the 2. Hands it. No, fakes it. Genty throws to Mayer, and what a one-handed snag by Mayer. Makes it through contact. Riley Moss made first contact. Dre Greenlaw able to get in, tackle him. It's going to be 3rd and short now for the Raiders here at around the Bronco 4-yard line. Play doesn't get a lot. Broncos rallied to the ball quickly. Raiders seem to be bringing out a heavier package now. Bowers will exit the game for this play. Broncos defense looking to make an early stop inside of the 5-yard line. 3rd and 2. 3:10 and counting down in this first quarter. Geno in the gun. Genty to his right side. 2 receivers stacked on the left side. Geno, they give him the snap, I guess. Genty into the end zone. Touchdown, Vegas. Ashton Genty on a 4-yard scamper into the end zone on a play where it looked like there should have been a massive delay of game. Broncos run defense just not here to start this thing out. Raiders offensive line having a way. Guard pulls, right guard pulls on that and just knocks Benito out of the play there. Great play design by Chip Kelly and the Raiders. Genty bounces off of a shoulder tackle by Hufanga. And just able to power through. Raiders will be on now for this extra point. It's going to be an early deficit for the Broncos here at Mile High. Extra point, snap is down, kick is up. It is good. 7-0 Vegas. Here on Thursday Night Football. Rough start for the Broncos so far. 1 3-and-out and 1 touchdown given up. And that is going to take us into commercial break. And that is going to bring me to send my logo to Ender Games. Give me uno momento. Can I copy? Yes, sir. Bink. Okay, dropped that in the Discord for you there, Ender Games. Close my file folder. So, rough start for the Broncos. That is for sure. Of course, this is nothing new up to this point, but you would like to see a little more life out of them. The rough 3-and-out there, unable to run the ball on that 3rd and 2 with J.K. Dobbins. Just unable to find anything so far. Bronco defense does give up the score there. Raiders schemed up some nice plays. Looked like they're throwing it quick when they need to really kind of not dismantle, but more than anything, to stifle that Broncos pass rush, which has been so elite all year that already has a sack on Geno Smith. Broncos seem to be playing a little more zone than usual. Of course, they are still down Pat Surtain, but it's definitely a little shocking that they're, at least early, running as much zone as they are. It's 7-0 Raiders here with just under or around 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Broncos going to get the ball back for their second possession, down 7-0. They're going to be looking to answer the score and definitely try and even the score up a little bit. Of course, once again, we have entered commercial break. If you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to like. Gets me, gets a small Broncos, small football creator out to more people. I would appreciate it. Yeah, how are we feeling so far? How are we feeling so far? It's a wonderful night for football. Definitely a bit of a cold night where I am. If I check the weather for myself, it's saying 56. There's no way that's right now. 56, mostly sunny. What, bruh? Okay, never mind. Microsoft hates me. I'll check the weather later. We are back to the broadcast. Of course, they got to advertise whatever show they're putting on whatever streaming platform that has popped up. That's more than likely a Ponzi scheme with one original show to bait people into subscribing to it. And we are back at Empower Field at Mile High. Broncos going to get the ball back, and they are going to look to freaking do something with it. Vegas with that early lead now, 3:02 here in the first quarter. Broncos started the last drive from their own one. They'll have better position this time. Muffed in the end zone by Harvey. He's able to pick it up now, runs it out. 20, where he gets stonewalled. RJ Harvey just gets blasted at the 20-yard line before the rest of the Raiders' special teams able to catch up. So likely an early gaffe here that we can point to for the Broncos special teams, who have been much maligned these last couple of weeks, given the blocked field goal, given the muff by Bandy, given the substitution issues that got Marvin Mims in concussion protocol in the first place. Here we go, 1st and 10. Nix in the gun, 2 receivers to his left side. Sutton isolated with Ingram. Nix takes a snap, he will throw, throws it short to Sutton. Able to jump up, and he barely gets both feet down there. Most impressive gain of 6 I have seen in weeks. 2:47 and counting down in this first quarter. Nix trying to get the guys adjusted and ready. We'll see what they come out with here on 2nd down. Nix working on a 17-game passing touchdown streak. So if you, I guess if you bet on him for it, probably a good night. Nix will once again come out in the gun. It's a tighter formation. Only one receiver floating away on the left side. Nix taking the snap. Will once again throw it. Deep drop, standing in the pocket. Now he's got a scramble, and he's down. Sacked in the backfield. Held on to the ball too long. That is Butler. That is a big sack for the Raider defense. Okay. Bengal, lay down. No, lay down. Lay down. Bengal. Yes, I love you. Yeah, Raiders only bring 4 on this. Nix just can't find a guy downfield. Bryant tries to chip on the left side before he walks into coverage, and there was nothing open for him. 3rd and 13 now. Nix in the gun, of course, dropping back. Now rolling. Ball gets batted, sidearmed it, and dropped by Ingram. Okay, Bengal, stop. Okay, back up a little. We're not going out right now. Lay down. So it's 4th and 13 now. Broncos on to punt. It's another 3 and out after a sack by Butler. Big number 97 for the Raiders. And this offense already in their own way. Nix gets a nice little 6-yard completion before getting sacked, and that kills the drive. It'll be Crushin on to try to redeem himself after a 30-yard punt to start this thing out. Takes a snap, gets it off, booms this thing into the night. He's definitely pissed. This will be fielded at the 32, and that is going to get run up, and JL Skinner will get him from behind across the Raider 40. We do have a flag down on the play. Let's go. It's exactly the plan. True. Broncos are really good at this script. Nix looking over some things with Stidham, and I imagine Davis Webb. All right, it's a holding call against the Raiders. And that is going to put the Raiders back from the end of the kick. So there we go. Raiders are going to have about a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Of course, NFL's got to, tug themselves off with commercial breaks. as always. Some crispy Dr. Pepper. Yeah, it's the same song and dance for the Broncos so far. Cannot get anything going on offense. Throw that up. The one real wrinkle to the game script so far for the Broncos is that they've let up a touchdown. Broncos have this really bad problem where they kind of play down to competition. Hello, robot. Hide. Wonderful. Get out of here, robot. I don't want whatever you're selling. I don't want whatever you're selling. Yeah, we do not tolerate the robots. Remove. Yeah, whatever. I guess I already deleted the message. All right, whatever. Yeah, Broncos offense stuck in neutral once again. I think 3 straight passes was an interesting call there. Not gonna lie to you. I definitely don't know about 3 straight throws on that. I think you run the ball after that 6-yard completion, try and make it an easier third down. Keep that pass rush honest. Broncos have shot themselves in the foot. Of course, Raiders do have the penalty on them, though. So that will pin them back just a little further. Broncos defense looking to get a big rebound after giving up that early touchdown. We are still in commercial break because, once again, NFL gets off on giving us about an hour of commercials every week. Oof, nose is itchy. Yep, you will watch your commercials and you will be happy. Yep. More Amazon. Well, more ads. Amazon ad. Bye. I guess. Another sip of Dr. Pepper. Hopefully this means we're almost back to the game that I came to watch. Oh, we are back in Denver. 7-0 Raiders. Raiders looking to get a big upset and play spoiler to the Broncos' AFC West ambitions. Broncos looking to bring it back for the first time since 2015. Of course, short week. Anything can happen. We'll see what they do. So the Raiders backed up to the 22 after the holding penalty on the punt. Trips right side. Gino in the gun. Takes the snap. He will hand it off to Genty. Trying to go middle. Bounces right side. And he's got some room up to the 32. And that'll be a first down for the Raiders. Gain of 10, maybe 10.5 for him there. And that will give Las Vegas first down. Broncos D-line. They definitely seem to be getting out-muscled right now. Haven't really gotten a stop outside of that first drive against the run. Right now, nothing doing for him. Jackson Powers-Johnson is the player they've just highlighted. Second rounder last year. Lockett goes in motion to the right side. Gino in the gun will screen it to Genty. Broncos trying to snuff it out, and it's going to be a gain of 7 for Ashton Genty, tackled out by Riley Moss. Chip Kelly is in his bag so far for the Raiders and this offense. Short week turnaround, of course. Things get weird. Broncos definitely not playing up to the standard they expect themselves to. They call it a gain of 6 on first down. Going to make it 2nd and 4. More than likely 2nd and 3.5. Snapping it from their own 38. Number 1 goes in motion. They fake the end around and pitch it out left side to Genty. Genty with more room. Genty jumps a guy, and Genty is loose. Down into Denver territory. They tackle him at the 30. That is Riley Moss. We got a flag down at the 45, and this might be coming back. It is a holding on the Raiders. They tag number 18 for the penalty. That is Beck. They got a rookie there for holding on that pitch play. John Besh is the guy that they're going to get for a holding penalty on a run that was certainly most explosive play of the night and likely in weeks for the Raiders. And yeah, they're going to get you. He's locked up with Chris Abrams' drain. Had no reason to really hold him there. Genty definitely a little discouraged by that. It's going to bring that play way back. Negates a 32-yard gain. Makes it 2nd and 14. 2 beers in, just got home. Bronco gang jersey going on for legal purposes. I was not driving. Yep, fair enough. Pulled over, slapped. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, man. I'm good for you. Glad you're safe at home. That is going to run us to the end of the first quarter. Raiders 7-0, and they are going to have 2nd and 14 when they get back. Yummy Dr. Pepper. That was almost bad. That almost went down my nose. Yeah, whatever you did, fair enough. As long as you got it, just get home safe, don't hurt anybody when you're driving, very sober. Broncos just not having a great start to this one, man. You got multiple 3-and-outs now with both possessions on offense. Defense struggling a little bit so far to open things up. Quick mock-up. Okay, I'm down. That's perfect. I love that. That is sick, Ender Games. Holy shit. No, that is fucking legit. Yeah, no, that looks so good. That looks so good. Big shout out to Ender Games, man. They've been awesome. Been talking football with him a bunch. How about the shiny shaved beaver moon? For sure. No, holy shit, what a mock-up. It would take too many settings to mess with right now, or I would show you guys. I wonder if I can make this happen in another scene. Or maybe we just mess around with it at halftime. Are you good if I busted out this stream, Ender Games? Like, if I can get everything lined up the way it needs to be? Like, would you be okay with that? Bust it out? Get you your credit first thing? Because this is dude, this is sick. Hopefully everything fits. Old school Broncos field. No, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. You absolutely nailed that. That looks so good. Yeah, the spot for the scoreboard, spot for the live chat. Dude, I vibe with it so hard. Yeah, we still working on it. All right. I'll hold off then. I'll hold off. That looks so sick, though. Right off the bat. That looks outstanding. Here we go. Back at Empower Field in Mile High. Broncos. Absolutely nothing doing. 6 total yards. 3:38 time of possession coming in here to the second quarter. Raider ball. And they've got it. 2nd and 14 after a holding penalty. Killed a bit of momentum. So they have it at their own 30. They call it 2nd and 12, actually. Gino in the gun. Gonna have Bowers motion right to left side. Gino dropping back. 3 steps up now. And limp dicks a throw to Brock Bowers. Dre Greenlaw in coverage, or at least in the general area. Gonna set up 3rd and 12. And this might be the little bit of a wake-up jolt that the Broncos need to maybe get something doing here. Feels like the first target we've seen to Brock Bowers all night, and it's crazy that it took until the second quarter. See what the Raiders got drawn up here. 3rd and 12. Gino in the gun, 2 receivers to the right side of the formation. Gino dropping back now. Short drop, and he's got a man on him immediately. That is Nick Bonito, who breaks a multi-game sackless streak. 4th down. Broncos gonna get the ball back. Size is my current layout. I think it's just a 1920 by 1080. Nick Bonito just flies in. Ends up having to go a little wide with the offensive tackle the way. Mock-up is 1280 by 720. I want to say it's 1920 by 1280. And that is John. Maybe it's 1280. Let me see if I can. There is an injured Raider down on the field. I believe that is right guard, number 58 for the Raiders. I think he got his arm caught up in the sack. So that is the guard we were just talking about. That is Powers. Yeah, let me see if I can't stretch things out to that. Okay, and I can adjust accordingly if I need to as well. Like, if I gotta switch, kind of where my camera is. If I can tell you maybe what my camera dimensions are, where the properties of that are, where is my transform settings on my camera? Transform, okay, well, my camera's a weird size. My camera is not even. My camera is 956 by 1470, so it might be 1280 by 720, actually. Yeah, I actually think it is 1280. So maybe don't stretch. I think you were good where you were on the mock-up, actually. Yeah, let me see if I can... Yeah, I can just transform property my actual background here. Edit transform. Yeah, 1280 by 720. So don't stretch. So we have gone to an injury timeout. Raiders are primed to punt when we get back off the sack of Nick Bonito. So the Broncos now have 2 drive-ending sacks so far. They up their lead in the National Football League. And we are really, really hoping right now that Raiders right guard, that is, I didn't get his full last name, but it's Powers, that he's okay. It looked like his arm got caught up a little weird between Benito and somebody else. I think he was blocking John Franklin Myers, just going down in the pile on the sack. Bad look. I hope he's all right. Still running a couple of commercials. We'll see. But again, you hate injuries. I don't care if they're a Raider. You hate to see injuries. I hope he's okay. Of course, Broncos will be getting the ball back upon the return from commercial break. Raiders were sacked on that 3rd down after a big holding penalty. So it's Jackson Powers Johnson that is injured, second-year right guard for the Raiders. He will be helped off the field. It appears to be a leg for him. So that'll bring out the Raider punt team now. And it is for a 2nd straight week. Michael Bandy, Marvin Mims unable to get right on a short week. Snap will come from the 24. The snap is muffed, but he's able to get it away. Bit of a booming kick. Bandy's going to let this thing bounce out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Barely able to get rid of it. Broncos didn't really seem to have a whole lot of punt rush on that. 1920 by 1080. That way, all I have to do is scale down. Okay, yeah, whatever you think is best. Yeah, A.J. Cole somehow gets that thing off. Broncos rush just did not get in on him. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. 14-31 in the quarter. Yeah, no, that's fair. Scale down instead of, yeah. So, card is out, or they're carding off Powers Johnson. Here we go. Knicks in the pistol. 1 receiver to each side of the formation. Now they're going to motion Franklin right to left side. Knicks takes a snap. Play action. Standing in the pocket. Dumps it down to Harvey. Harvey barely able to hang on to that. We had a flag down. R.J. Harvey, I think they say he dropped it. Bit of a low ball on him here, and it'll be Bill Binovich here to... We'll see what the penalty is. Offensive holding, number 89. That is Mercedes Lewis, longtime veteran, 41 years old, gets tagged for a holding penalty, and that is going to that will back the Broncos up 10 yards. They got him matched up on Max Crosby. What kind of idea is that? Max Crosby is too dominant of a guy. I don't care how long he's been a blocking tight end. You do not leave a tight end one-on-one with Max Crosby. It's 1st and 20. Broncos are going to have it at their own 21-yard line. A good way behind the sticks now. Nick, single back set. Brian goes in motion, joins the backfield. They hand it off going left side. That is Harvey, who's able to scamper up for a couple of yards. Handful, maybe give him 4 on that. And I'm still baffled by why you're leaving a tight end one-on-one with Max frickin' Crosby. Max Crosby is up there as one of the league's premier pass rushers. I don't know why you... never mind. I'm going to rant about that too long. 2nd and long for the Broncos. They give him a gain of 4. 2nd and 16. Harvey remains in the game to Nix's left in the gun. Trip set with Engram and 2 receivers on the right side. Nix dropping, short drop. And he almost throws a pick. Almost picked off. Overthrew Sutton on a curl route. It's going to be 3rd and 16. Yeah. I think Nix just threw deeper where he thought Sutton would be. Nix in the gun, dropping back now. They hurry up. They go no huddle. Nix loading up. Has a man. That is Franklin close, but he's going to be down at the 40. It's going to be 4th and 3 for the Broncos. We'll see what Peyton does. Crowd getting very restless. You can hear it. And the offense is going to stay out on the field here for the Broncos. 4th and 3 from their own 40-yard line. Broncos going quick. Nix looked to be in a pistol. It appears he's going to be loading up at single back. Broncos sub a guy. Raiders get a chance to sub a guy as well. Broncos with 3 guys bunched on the right side. Engram in line. 2 receivers to his right. Nix, hard count. Tries it. Nix makes an adjustment here. We'll see if they actually snap this thing. Another hard count. And they're just going to stand there now. And delay a game. Broncos are going to punt this ball. And another robot. Broncos going to take a delay a game. And it's another 3 and out after a hold by Mercedes Lewis. This crowd is certainly getting restless. 12:18 to go here in the second quarter. So Nix with a missed ball on this, and then with a ball that Franklin comes back to and leaves him 3 yards short. Broncos try a hard count on 4th and 3. Don't get the jump, so they will punt this with Crawshaw. They'll be snapping from their own 35-yard line. Crawshaw looking to pin the Raiders back. Here's a snap. Crawshaw gets this kick. Oh! Another absolute... What is that? It looked like it bounced off a guy, or he just kicked an absolute line driver. But it takes a big Broncos roll, and it'll down the Raiders at their own 29. What happens? He just yanks it off the side of his foot. That is a second Crawshaw shank tonight. Broncos special teams under a microscope right now. Darren Rizzi, if you've been under fire the last couple of weeks, I know it's an error made by the player, but you are going to be hearing about this. They go to a small commercial break here. Raiders going to come out of the huddle 1st and 10 at their own 29 after an absolute yank of a punt that gets a lucky Broncos roll after coming off the side of his ankle. Yikes. Broncos special teams showing absolutely no improvement thus far in the game. Here we go. Defense once again left to hold the mantle. 1st and 10 from the Raider 29. It is going to be Geno single back set. I'll have trips to the left side after a motion from right to left. Geno for a hard count. Doesn't get it. Now they're going to motion a guy out of that trip set. They hand it off to Genty going left side. That is John Franklin. No, that is Zach Allen, who will bring him down right at the line. Maybe gain of a half a yard. So Allen trying his best to single-handedly win this ball game now for the Broncos. After the offense through a couple of drives has showed no life. And after the special team seems to be actively trying to drag them down. So now into the game here for the injured Powers Johnson. That is Alex Kappa in his 8th year. 2nd and 9. Geno in the gun. 2 receivers to his right side. Takes a snap. Fakes to Genty. Broncos bring 4. They screen it. And that is incomplete. Michael Mayer was the man they were looking at. Looked like they were trying to set up a tight end screen to the left side. Bobbled by Mayer. And then he gets absolutely whacked by Dre Greenlaw. Able to sniff it out. 2 former Niners making plays tonight for the Broncos. Tufunga able to kind of get a hand in there too. Not to really do anything, but he does touch the guy. Greenlaw was in on the stop. 3rd and 9. Broncos trying to force 3 and out. Here we go. The motion, that is Bowers from left to right. He will line up in more of a receiver stance on that right side. Geno snapping. 5-step drop. Steps up in the pocket. Firing, and he's got Bowers. Jahdae Barron in what you can exaggerate his coverage. Jahdae looked like he wanted a flag. Brock Bowers for a big gain, and that is going to be a Raiders first down and more across midfield. And yeah, Barron just loses that rep 100%. Brock Bowers just able to run a little crossing route over the middle in man-to-man coverage. Barron just gets outdone. It's now 1st and 10 of the Bronco 39. Empty set. 3 receivers to the right for Geno. They screen it left side, and that is dropped by Genty. It's a forward pass. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. They get a 3rd down conversion there. A big one to get them into Bronco territory. Nothing on that 1st down snap. 2nd and 10. They were trying to set up screen to that left side. So more of a wild, almost just like not even a bubble, more like a jailbreak screen there, trying to get Genty in space. Genty just drops the ball. Honestly, looks like he would have had an orange hat on him immediately afterwards. Anywho. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion, still from the Bronco 39. Bronco show blitz. Geno fakes it and then screens it over to that side, and it's a short gain. Couple of Broncos fall onto him, Malcolm Roach and Brandon Jones, after what looks to be a gain of 3. That is Tucker on the catch, 3rd and 7 for the Raiders. They will have it just shy of the Bronco 35. Looking to put more points on the board. Broncos have allowed 4 of 6 3rd down conversions tonight. It's uncharacteristic for the best 3rd down defense in the NFL. Crowd trying to get into it. 3rd and 7 now from the Bronco 36. In the backfield is Smith. They're going to motion Bowers into the backfield and then out back to his spot. Geno takes a snap. Broncos bring 4. Pocket collapsing. He gets it off. Incomplete. KAD in coverage. There's a flag at the 39. This could be a holding call. No. They get offsides on Jonathan Cooper. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Raiders after the penalty. Broncos with a shot in the foot. Cooper got his foot over the line. Give the Raiders a free play and another chance to convert a 3rd and 2. Cooper comes out of the game now after the penalty. Looking to stop the Raiders one more time. Now inside the Bronco 35, the 31. Geno, single back set. A receiver and a tight end on the right side of the formation. Geno trying to sneak it on a 3rd and 2, and he is grabbed up immediately by Uwazurike, who looks like he's trying to fight for the ball down there and doesn't get it. But they absolutely stuffed the Raiders trying a quarterback sneak on 4th and 2. Gets in from that right edge there. Uwazurike just pushes inside of Forsyth, their left tackle, crashes in and wraps Geno up immediately. We're going to get a 4th and 2 play now by the Raiders. They're going to go for this thing. Genty re-enters the game. Once again under center. Single back for Geno. Tight formation. Bowers in motion to left side. Play action. Geno doesn't have a man. Dumps it off. Now he does. Flags down on the field here. That is Butler for a touchdown for the moment. For Tucker. But we got 2 flags that flew in. And I believe that is offensive pass interference on Thornton. So remove the touchdown. It is still 4th down. Raiders with a bigger shot in the foot on 4th and 2. Yeah, you can't do that. He just bumps into Brandon Jones intentionally. Doesn't really look like he's trying to run a route on that. Geno's not happy. He's calling bullshit. Every Raiders fan is calling bullshit. Thornton's saying, my bad. That's the thing with pick plays. You got to look like you're running a route. Makes it 4th and 12 now on a 10-yard penalty. And it brings out A.J. Cole. So the Bronco defense, with a little help from the Raiders, able to get off of the field here. Cole takes a snap. Bandy's lined up pretty much at the goal line. And he's not going to field this thing. And that ball will bounce. And they're going to call it... They say it goes out at the 1. So A.J. Cole with another nuclear pin job for the Raider defense. Took a hard right on that bounce, and it goes 90 degrees. That goes no less or no more than 95. So the Broncos going to be once again pinned at their own 1 and will have to go 99 yards to tie the game when we come back from commercial break. Still Raiders 7-0. Broncos play too many games like this. Offense has done, I don't even want to say nothing because that would be an insult to the word nothing. They have shot themselves in the foot with penalties. They have given up a sack on Bo Nix, the 10th of the year by this offensive line. Broncos, man, have had a rough go, gotten bailed out by a couple of penalties by the Raiders on offense. That 4th down conversion would have been a touchdown to, I think to Tucker was his name, if not for an offensive pass interference by Thornton. Broncos will be looking to go 99 yards, starting this drive of their own 1. Yikes. Oh, man. 7-0 Raiders. If you're enjoying the stream, I would appreciate it if you throw a like my way. Helps get me out into the YouTube algorithm, and as a small creator, there is nothing more you can ask but that it helps all of us out. We are still in commercial break. We're not missing anything going. But the Broncos got to wake up. That's all that's got to happen. Defense is barely hanging on right now. Broncos offense needs to mount a drive, give them some resting time, and get a couple of first downs at the very, very least. Now at the 1. Even if you don't score on this, you need to get a few yards of field position, and then you got to pray that Jeremy Crawshaw doesn't shank another kick. That's been the theme tonight. Bad special teams, not only bounces, but plays for the Broncos so far. And Crawshaw definitely a culprit with 2 awful, awful punts. Here we go. We are back. Bronco football at their own 1-yard line on a just physics-defying bounce on a punt from A.J. Cole that pinned them inside of their own 1-yard line. So once again, shadow of their own goal line. Nix and this offense are going to have to create some push to get anything going against Max Crosby and this defensive line. Nose of the football barely at the 1. Nix, single back formation, 2 receivers stacked on the right side. They play action. Nix booting left, throws it to Dobbins, and the Broncos will get a couple of yards out of that. Gain of 7, and they're able to move it up to the 8-yard line, get themselves a little more breathing room. Good design, good call. Raiders expecting run. They crash on it, and it's going to give them a better situation here on 2nd down. Losing my train of thought there. Nix will come out for the snap in the gun. Trips bunch to his right side with 1 receiver isolated. Bottom of the formation. They fake the handoff. Screened it to Franklin. Franklin trying to fight through a tackle. Sherfield trying to hold a block and not give it up. And that is Eric Stokes. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Broncos now, who are looking to not go 3 and out for what is likely the first time all game. Sherfield just unable to win that block. Here we go. Broncos 0 for 3 on 3rd down. It's their best opportunity of the night. 3rd and 1. Nix in the gun. Doubles bunch formation. Nix dropping back quick. Now he's got to roll a little bit. Nix rolling. Gets away. Throws it. Oh, and he almost had Evan Ingram along the sideline. Ingram drops it. Nix throwing off platform, rolling to his left side as the play broke down. And the Broncos are going to punt once again. Not a single first down. Crosby able to flush Nix to the left side. Nix unable to scramble. Finds a man at the 25-yard line, and Ingram just unable to come down with it. I wish they showed me a replay of the actual ball they threw. It's going to bring Crawshaw up to punt once again. 4th and 1 at their own 8-yard line. And Crawshaw looking to redeem himself once again. Gets the kick. Raiders trying to block, and it's another shank job. And this angle's out of bounds. We got a flag down on the play. We'll see what this is. They spot this at the Raider 49. Crawshaw working on a god-awful night. Just shanking punts left and right. Refs giving Peyton an explanation on what they flagged him for. J.L. Skinner commits a penalty, and that'll be a first down for the Raiders. Goodness gracious. I've seen the Broncos offense play bad. I have not seen them play this bad. Evan Ingram with a drop. Not the best ball from Bo Nix, but he's rolling to his left, and he finds a guy wide open. If you're Ingram, you've got to make that catch. It's another 3-and-out by the Bronco offense. Holy shit. Yikes. So once again, the Broncos defense will be called upon to hold the Raiders. They're going to have it in Denver territory across the Denver 45. They give it the Denver 43. Geno in the gun. Genty to his left. They fake it to Genty. Geno rolling left. Geno pumping. Geno looking. Geno has a guy along the sideline. Catch is made for short gain by Trey Tucker. Oh, I tell you what. This chair is not doing good things for my lumbar. Oy. And man, the field position battle so far this game. Raiders average drive start at their own 37. Broncos at their own 14. And they changed the ball. Incomplete. They say Tucker stepped out of bounds, and yes, he did. Barron pointed out that should be an illegal touching. That should be an illegal touch penalty. Broncos, crowd getting loud. And again, Geno wants the play clock reset. 2nd and 10, 7:30 to go in the half. And we do we get an illegal touching call? There's a lot going on right now. Oh no, he reestablished, so no illegal touching. Here we go, 2nd and 10. Still from the Denver 43, Geno, single back set, under center, hands it off to a tight end, but Nick Bonito blows it up. Loss of 5, Nick Bonito. That is Brock Bowers, who gets dragged down by the ankle in the backfield. Loss of 5, Nick Bonito with a massive TFL to put the Raiders at roughly their own side of the field. Tackles him back to the 50, and then Bowers able to jump back forward and make it a loss of less than 7. Great play by Nick Bonito. 3rd and 14. Geno in the gun. Bowers going to motion left to right. Now back to left side. Geno takes a snap. 5-step drop. Loading up. Now throws it shorter. That is to Mayer, who is forced out of bounds by Jahdae Barron. It's going to leave him about 6 yards short of the end zone. Or the first down. Jahdae Barron forces him out. 4th and 5. And that should bring out A.J. Cole. See what they do here. Are they going to try a long kick, or are they going to bring out A.J.? 4th and 5. Raiders offense is going to stay on the field for this thing. Geno with McKinstry in the backfield. 3 receivers to that right side, one of them being Brock Bowers. See if they actually do snap this thing here. They do. Geno dropping back. Hufanga flies into the backfield. Turnover on downs. Safety blitz off of the edge for Talanoa. Hufanga untouched around the left side. McKinstry completely misses his block. Broncos showed blitz. Broncos overload the left side of the line. McKinstry doesn't pick up a man, and Hufanga able to fly around that left side of the Raiders line and take Smith down from behind. Turnover on downs. Broncos with a little bit of life. And Geno bitching out McKinstry. My goodness. Bronco ball when we come back from commercial break, and they are going to have it with their best starting field position of the day on the Raider side of the field. That'll be a nice change of pace. Let me know if you're enjoying the stream. Like the stream if you've enjoyed it so far. I would greatly appreciate it if you did. Help get me out into the algorithm. Wonderful night for football here on Thursday, and this Broncos defense keeping them in the game so far, and this Broncos offense is going to be looking to do anything now with a little bit of momentum swung their way by the defense. Talanoa Hufanga with a drive-killing sack on 4th and 5 that the Raiders decided to go for. Swirling winds tonight. A.J. Cole obviously could have pinned the Broncos deep. I don't know if they would have made a 55-yarder with the swirling winds in Denver. Seemed to be gusting at about 20 miles an hour, and conditions seemed or were said to be swirling by the broadcast. And now we'll see if this struggling offense can find a little bit of life. Broncos still have yet to get a first down, and yet it remains a 7-0 game. I tell you what, the Broncos have not played great offense tonight. They haven't even played okay offense. They haven't even played bad offense. They have played no offense. It's been 3 and out for them every drive, whether it's penalty, sack, or inefficiency. This Raider defense is putting up a fight. We'll have to see what second half adjustments the Broncos offense might make here. Running game has been a little bit up and down. They've had a couple of nice gains by a couple of different players. Gains of 7 and 4 by Dobbins and Harvey, interchangeably, or respectively. So we're going to see what they're able to do here on this possession. I believe a little over 6 minutes to go in this second quarter. Looking to go into halftime. Broncos will get the ball coming out of the second half. And Geno was bitching out McKinstry. You had Pickett having to come separate the two and cool Geno down. My God. Kenny Pickett has to pick himself up. Let's go Broncos. I agree, Bok Choy. Be nice if the offense could do anything for in the first half at all. Here we go. Nick's going to be in a full house set. 2 receivers in the game. Full house backfield for Nix. Nix will hand it off. That is Dobbins bouncing right side. Dobbins with a bit of room to run. Dobbins past the first down sticks. Give him a gain of 13, and it's the first Broncos first down of the night. He gets to chirping a little bit with Devin White. And that is going to give Denver that first down of the game. Takes until 5:43 in the second quarter to get it. That's just outstanding play design there. You get 2 guys going left side. Dobbins able to bounce it out to the right side. Finds a hole. And finally able to hit one of these big runs that we know he's capable of hitting. That gets Denver up to the Raider 40. Nick, single back set. Troutman will make it an I for him to the right side. Nick's hands off. Dobbins looking for anything. Spins forward for a gain of 1. There's Laundry on the field. I believe that is going to be a holding on the right side of the Broncos offensive line. It was holding on Adam Troutman. So that backs the Broncos up 10. It's going to bring him back to midfield. So Benito went into the blue tent. He's out of it. They said he was grabbing for the left knee, but he seems to be good. Gave the team a thumbs up. That's good to see. Broncos can't afford to lose too many more defenders. Version 1 of the layout. Okay, I will give it a look here soon. 1st and 20 from midfield. Nick's going to empty out the set. Majority of the receivers on the left side of the formation. Nick's trying a hard count. Doesn't get it. Now Harvey is going to join him in the backfield there now. To his right. Nick's takes a snap. 3-step drop. Now he's going to scramble. Rolling right. Pops it over to Harvey. And Harvey gets slammed down by Adams. Number 33, Jamal Adams. Former safety. Turn kind of hybrid. Linebacker safety. Broncos find a tiny bit of gain on that, but not by much. Nothing open downfield for Nix. Tries to check it down. Only gets 2 out of it. Broncos need a good chunk of yards here on this 2nd and 18. To even try to get into field goal range. 4:30 and counting down for them now in the half. They do get ball at halftime. So far, Patrick Graham has held, his defense has held the Broncos in check. 2nd and 18 now after a penalty shot to the foot. Broncos need an adrenaline shot in the shoulder. Nix in the gun, takes the snap. Dropping, now he's rolling. Nix with a running lane, and he's going to throw it. He's got a man, that is Pat Bryant. 20, here we go, 15, 10. Knocked out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Pat Bryant with an explosive play. Nix rolling to his right side. A line opens up. Nix, the threat that he may run here. Raiders only brought 4. Line collapsed. Nix with that threat. The Raiders zero in on him. Nix able to find Bryant behind the second level and under the safeties, rolling to his right. Outstanding play by Nix, who is finally seeming to turn it on. Broncos are going to have it at the Raider 5 with a chance to tie. Nix in the gun. It's a split running back backfield. Now he's going to motion. That is Harvey going out to the left side on a screen. Breaks out of a tackle but steps out of bounds. Loss of 1.5 there. Troutman couldn't hold his block on the perimeter. It's going to make it 2nd and goal now. They try a little bit of a motion screen with R.J. Harvey. Going right to left side. Nix flicks it out to him. Nix, 6 for 9, 73 yards. Of course, a good amount of that coming off of that Pat Bryant catch and run that got him into this situation in the first place. Broncos looking to finish this drive with points. They'll snap this at the Raiders 7, 2nd and goal, 2:53 counting down in the half. Nix in the gun. Harvey lined up to Nix's left. He will now empty out a little further, or go a little further left. Nix dropping back, clean pocket, rolling, throws it, touchdown, Denver. Troy Franklin over the middle of the field with a guy tackling him down. And the Broncos now will have an opportunity to tie with 2:41 to go here in the half. Finally, the offense wakes up a little bit. Nix moving around, climbing the pocket, and able to throw a dart to Franklin, who is lined up outside on the right side of a pseudo trips. Of course, Engram was lined up at tight end on that. You had Bryant there in the slot on that 3-man right side. Nix able to step up and sling it in. Money. 18 straight games with a touchdown. So for the betting members, there you go. Lutz on for the PAT. It is up. And this game is tied, baby. 7-7. Broncos finally get an answer after drives and drives and drives and drives of no scoring. 2:41 to go, and I believe that will carry us. It'll carry us to a mini commercial break with the eye on the field. Dude, that is sick. Ender Games, that is sick. That is sick. That is so sick. That is so sick. So the top, okay, is that designed for me to put like a keepscore.com plugin on here or overlay? I'm curious. That looks so good. My God. That is sick. That is absolutely awesome, man. Holy shit. Oh, man. I will gush about that here in a second. I will gush about that some more when we hit our next commercial break. But my God, first impression, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. We are definitely using that next stream. It's made for the custom... Oh, for mine. Okay. Love it. You are outstanding. Here we go. Lutz boots this thing into the mile-high ninth. That will be fielded in the end zone and knelt. Broncos don't want to risk a return all that much. Of course, the way the special teams has been playing this year, I certainly don't blame them. So Nix now with a touchdown pass. I can't tell if he just put in a seed or if he just put in a Zinni Neutron. That'll be interesting. Hello, Woofy, once again. All I need to do is put the color for the teams behind the board and just the logos. Hell yeah. You have outdone yourself, Ender Games. That is sick. Here we go. Raiders going to get the ball their own 35, 2:41 in the half. 1st and 10. Gino in the gun. They're going to make it trips bunch right side with a man isolated up top on the left. Gino dropping back. Now he's got to navigate with pressure, and he is down. Malcolm Roach will wrap him up at the shins for another Bronco sack. Malcolm Roach. Big defensive tackle there in the middle. And just like a real cockroach, he does not die. He does not give up. Able to skip to the right side off of what looks to be the center. Gallops out there and makes that tackle. 2nd down. We get a timeout in, and that is a timeout by Denver, looking to get the ball back with about 2 minutes to go in the half. 2nd and 10, so it's no loss, no gain. 4 beers, my God. I don't drink until the weekend, my friend. If you want to see me drink and be stupid, you can always watch my gaming live streams. If you want to subscribe there, I'm gonna do it this weekend. I'm gonna have a few beers. We're gonna be playing some Sonic Crossworld. So if you want to play with me, I'll give you my gamer tag. Here we go. Gino once again to the gun. Trips bunch right side once again. Gino hands off to Genty. Draw play, and he is met after barely anything. Looks to be a gain of 3. Singleton meets him in the Oklahoma hole. And the Broncos will take another timeout. 2:31 to go. I got chat interacting with each other. Nah, we foster in a community here. I absolutely adore this. I hope you both are doing great tonight, man. I hope you both are doing wonderfully tonight. Deer Camp will drop a 30-pack? God damn! Dog, I dropped maybe 8 in a weekend. If that. Hey, if you guys want to help me out, don't forget to like the stream. Helps get us out to more people. Here we go. 3rd and 6 now for the Broncos defense. Repping the orange crush unis. Now it's a trips bunch to the left side for Gino with a man isolated on the right. They motion lock it around. They're going to send him further outside. Here we go. Gino dropping back, pocket collapsing, and 2 men are in on him. That is Benito and Allen. Allen and Benito will crash that pocket, and the Broncos are going to get the ball back. This clock will run to the 2-minute warning. Broncos are content to get the ball with 2 minutes and a timeout. Allen and Benito just colliding at home right at the same time. Don't make me look like an alcoholic just like once a year. Now, fair enough. Hey, I'm not judging. So we got the 2-minute warning, 4th and 12. They're going to go to commercial break for the 2-minute warning. Yeah, no, I'm not insinuating anything, Wolfie. Don't take it like that. I'm being playful. That's my personal preference. I don't drink much. It doesn't take much to buzz me. I could probably drink 1 right now and probably be feeling pretty good. Yeah, like I said, if you guys want to watch me drink and play video games, 5 freaking sacks in the first half. This Broncos defense is showing up, man. Offense has got to do its part. So we're going to get 2-minute 1 timeout. Bo Nix after a punt after we get out of this 2-minute warning break. And it is going to be interesting. No, Ender Games, you have absolutely outdone yourself. I am gushing over this right now. I am gushing. That looks so good. I will only do it if Ender Games gives me permission. However, if they let me, we will make a switch. We will switch the layout because Ender Games absolutely outdid themselves. I intend to pay you for your work, Ender Games. I intend to. I'm like that Dos Equis guys. I don't always drink, but when I do, I drink a lot. Oh my God. I've only had 1 Dos Equis ever in my life, and it was an amber one. I didn't love it. I did not love it. Honestly, my favorite beer, it's local. Go ahead and show it if you want. Bets. You are insane. Ender Games. That is so good. We are going to save that in the... That's going to go in the actual Crushin' It folder. Okay, so... And I'm probably going to have to diddle with the layout a little bit here. So give me some clemency here. Why did it open into my audio folder? Weird. Okay. It is in Crushin' It Season 2. Revival stuff. I don't actually know what the file name of it was. Searching... Okay, I need to disable the current background here. Bruh. Okay, what is going on here? What is going on? Did it not switch? Okay, hang on. AJ Cole on to punt this thing. Oh, it's super tiny. I found it. Okay. And it's fielded by Bandy at about his own 27, breaks out of a tackle, and then is ran down at his own 26. Why is it bugging out like this? Oh, that replaced the who has ball thing. Okay, I understand what I've done wrong. Bronco football, real quick. Okay, I made a mistake. I made a simple, honest mistake. Let me fix this. God, I'm fumbling the bag. I'm gonna go find it again. There we go. I do gotta downscale it a little bit real fast. Oh, boy. All right, here we go. Nick's in the gun, dropping back. I'm trying to get my layout. Checks it down to Beatty, who can't make the catch. He had room to run if he hauls that in, trying to run a swing route, and just can't find it. Okay, I do have a couple of adjustments I got to make here, but first impressions, this is sick. I need to layer this better real fast. How do... Yeah, we're going to have to make a couple of adjustments here. But this looks sick. I need to shrink that a little bit. Perfect. Whoa, stop moving random shit. Nick's in the gun, dropping back now, 2nd and 10, airing it out. That is Evan Ingram for a 7-yard catch. Minute 38 and ticking down for the Broncos, who were trying to go tempo here. What does it think I'm clicking? Remove that. Remove. Here we go. Nick's 3rd and 3 out of the gun. Dropping back. Deep drop. Slinging it over the middle. That is Pat Bryant, who is going to get up to the Bronco 48-yard line. And we got a flag down. Late flag. 1:21 to go. Gives me a second to adjust my stuff a little more. Ball needs to be there. Score. Score. They're gonna get offensive pass interference on Pat Bryant. God damn it, man. So it wipes out a massive gain by Pat Bryant on 3rd and 3. They say he pushed off, and yeah, he does, right at the top of that route. Okay, so I think this also needs to be under the background. Yes. Let's make you a bit bigger, a little more focus on my face. Here we go. I'll fix the chat in a second. This is sick. Here we go. Nick's in the gun. It's going to be much harder. 3rd and 14 from their own 24. Nick's dropping back out of the gun. Scrambling up now. Slinging it. First down. Cortland Sutton. They need 14. They get 15. Yes, we get ball after half. Okay, let me get this in the box. Shrink it a little bit. Oh my god, this looks so sick. Go subscribe to Ender Games. They do have their own channel. And flag. 58 seconds to go. Are we going to see a false start on the Broncos? Yeah, here is what I'm going to do. Let me... I opened that in a new tab, and it probably went here. Okay, 10-second runoff. All right. We're going to pin this in chat. This is Ender Games' link. Ender Games is outstanding. Look at this layout. Look how pretty it is. I need to take a little off of the top of the camera here. There we go. Nick's back to throw on a 1st and 15. Winding up right side. And a little high for Franklin. Gets a hand on it. Nick's throwing sticks right side. And unable to find it. Yeah, no, Ender Games, you have outdone yourself. This looks sick. This looks so sick. Thank you so much. Oh my god, Ender Games, thank you so much. Here we go, 2nd and 15, 43 seconds. Broncos fighting an uphill battle against themselves to get to the Raiders' side of the field. They'll snap this from their own 33, but A joins the backfield, trips right side. Nick's dropping back, pressure coming in, now he's rolling. Nick's uncorking one deep, and overthrows Franklin, intercepted. Overthrow looking for Franklin, and he's up to the 35 before Bryant slings him down. Looking for Franklin way downfield. rolling out a bit, and he just overthrows the piss out of Troy Franklin. Damn it, rolling to his right, throwing across the field, puts too much arm on it. Trying to give Franklin a play on that, and he throws a pick. Raider ball. Raiders might get a chance to get some points on the board here before halftime. I'm going to adjust the scoreboard a little more. That looks better. I like that more. Yeah, 50-50 ball. I mean, yeah, he went for the hero throw. He's a gunslinger. Here we go. Gino now from his own 36 with 3 timeouts. Dropping back now. Gino in the gun. Gino loading up. Gino right sideline. Gino dropped over the head of Thornton. Moss gets beat in coverage. What you would set it up like. Gotcha. Alrighty. Well, that may be a future stream setup. But I love this. They're going to drive me to drink. True. Okay, I will say, so when halftime comes, I will be letting my dog out. If we get raided, welcome everybody in and apologize on my behalf. 2nd and 10, Gino in the gun, 2 receivers left side. And he calls timeout there right before play clock hits 0, so Raiders got to burn a timeout, 1 of 3 on 2nd and 10. Still got it at their own 36-yard line. How's that number 6 overall draft pick working out? Number 6 overall. Oh, Genty for the Raiders? He's not doing bad. He had a big, 32-yard run that got called back by penalty. Color is legit, just colored squares behind the layout and the text and logo overlaid. Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, then I could, too, if I really wanted to. This lays out really well, I think, if I wanted to do keep the score. But I will hammer out those details later. Here we go, Gino once again in the gun. 2 receivers left side. Takes a snap, short drop. Broncos rush trying to get in. Pocket was collapsing, but he finds a man in the flat to the right side, and he will get out of bounds after a gain of 9. Up to the 40-yard line now, still on their own side of the field. 15 seconds to go. Clock does stop. They're in it's 57 yards right now for Daniel Carlson in a 7-7 game. 3rd and 1. Raiders trying to make something happen. Bronco defense would be ecstatic over a sack. Gino getting set in the gun. Genty lined up to his left side. They send Lockett in motion left to right. Gino trying to get everybody settled in now. 1 man at the top of the formation. That is Bowers. Takes a snap. Gino dropping back. Benito bearing in on him. He will roll. He tries to shovel it to Genty. And Greenlaw will sling him down in bounds. And it seems the Raiders are just going to let the clock run out on that. So that is the next best thing you can ask for other than a sack. A big TFL. Don't you ever forget about Dre. That is going to take us to halftime. I am going to let a needy dog outside. Once again, if we get raided, you welcome those guys. And if I'm not here, I'm going to be very sad. Yeah, I'm going to record just in case we do get raided. It is whatever. I know I've been raided by Grossi a couple of times. I do expect it at some point. So yeah, that is going to take us to halftime. I'm going to get a dog outside, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Crushing It. All right, Dango, you need out. Tried to let you out before the game, you just simply would not do it. There you go. much. I'm getting rated, probably. I'm not. Alrighty, folks. It is halftime. And the Denver Broncos are playing Denver Broncos football. Goodness gracious. Let's go pull up his halftime numbers. I want to know, when can you accept paid members? I'm a member of Ben's channel, Denver Sports Talk. I've watched Ben before, actually. So subscriber-wise, I'm not even close to monetization. Watch time, I think I'm about 1,000 hours away. So we're a good while from being able to monetize anything. Okay. Good girl. Okay, lay down. Bagel, lay down. All right, here we go. Your first half stats brought to you here by Crushin' It by myself. Geno Smith having an okay half, 12 of 18, 94 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Broncos run defense is playing okay. Ashton Jeanty only 10 of 35, should be around 11 of, 71. He does have a touchdown. The Raiders only score the board. Trey Tucker has a 7-yard carry. Let's go to these receivers. Brock Bowers, 1 catch, 31 yards. He leads the Raiders so far. Lockett with 3 catches, 24 yards. Michael Mayer, 3 catches. He does have a bit of a bobble, drop, pass breakup there. They were trying to screen it out to him, but he's got 3 for 22. Outside of that, not a whole lot. Raheem Mostert, 3 for 11. I think I've been calling him McKinstry, or some mix something, so that's my bad. I didn't know Raheem Mostert was a Raider. Trey Tucker with 3 yards, and Jeanty, 2 catches, -1. Defensively, Raiders have really only got a couple of things going, at least here in the back end of the second half as the Broncos offense tried to wake up. Adam Butler, 1 sack for him. I did mention him in the pregame, and then Q Blue Kelly with an interception, and I tell you what, that was a picture-perfect overthrow. So let's talk about Bo Nix. 9 of 15, 101. Had a couple of nice throws on the run, and then also on the run, you get the double-edged sword of Bo Nix. Ends up overthrowing an interception. And that's an unfortunate end to the half for him. Broncos will have the ball coming out of halftime, though, and it looked like they were waking up a little bit there at the end of the half. J.K. Dobbins, 4 carries, 22 yards. Broncos absolutely need to get that run game going. 6 combined carries for receivers in that first half. That's unacceptable. Pat Bryant, 1 catch, 43 yards. The big one that set the Broncos touchdown drive up, which was caught by Troy Franklin. 3 catches, 22 yards with that touchdown. Sutton's got 2 catches for 20. Ingram's got a 7-yard catch, and he should have 32 yards if he didn't drop a major ball. Unfortunate. J.K. Dobbins with a 7-yard catch when the Broncos were backed up to their own goal line. Harvey with a 2-yard catch. And defensively, I tell you what, the Broncos are getting after it. Talanoa Hufanga with a sack. Nick Benito with a sack and a half. He's doing things. Eyuoma Uwazurike, half a sack. Zach Allen gets a full sack on the ledger. Malcolm Roach with a sack of his own. And I think the story so far of this game is really the Broncos' slow start on offense. That's going to be the first thing. But the second thing, how ineffective this special teams has been. Croshaw, 4 kicks, only averaging 38.8 a punt. He shanked 2 of them, and really you could call 3 of them shanks. It's been a rare bad game from Croshaw, really the first one since the preseason. Of course, Will Lutz's perfect on his extra points. Michael Bandy has kind of just been playing poison with the ball. I think he's got the yips after muffing that kick last week. I don't blame him, but it is a little unfortunate, to be honest. Once again, you get a first half where the only unit of the Broncos that is playing well is the defense, man. I mean, the offense, just enough. Just barely enough. Absolutely just fucking barely enough to even go into halftime tied at 7. Broncos with 116 total yards in the first half. Am I calling any game Sunday? I was actually going to ask if you guys wanted me to call a game Sunday. Like, I will. I happily will call a game on Sunday. I will happily call a game on Sunday. You don't got to ask me twice. I don't only do Broncos games. I did Sunday night football last week, actually. Seahawks Commanders. Definitely not the best game to call. Do Colts? I can do a Colts game. I'll do one for you, Ender Games. For the background, I'll do you a Colts game. And then I'll send you some money when I get paid, because you absolutely deserve it. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, and I owe Ender some money for the background work. So let's get back to these total team numbers. First team numbers, or full team numbers. Jeez Louise. Yeah, once again, Broncos offense not doing a ton, starting to wake up a little bit there in the end of the first half. Not a lot going for them. 92 total passing yards net. They do have the yards lost on the sack. 24 rushing yards. Once again, the Broncos have not ran the ball at all, just because they choose not to. Sean Payton in a nutshell. Broncos 1 for 5 on third down. That is completely unacceptable. Raiders 4 for 10. Broncos with 4 first downs, all in those final couple of minutes of the first half. Broncos have run 22 total plays to the Raiders 37, yet the Broncos have only allowed 1 sack compared to the Raider 5. Each team has punted 4 times. Raiders getting a lot more production out of the Mr. Man himself, A.J. Cole. Obviously, Bo Nix with that overthrown interception. Definitely not what you want to see. It is unfortunate for him, but it's the edge to the sword that you get with Bo Nix, who definitely has a gunslinger mentality. It's unfortunate that it doesn't work out for him ever, because he keeps overthrowing wide receivers. He keeps overthrowing wide receivers. It is getting ridiculous, and you know what? I think he just kind of heaved up a vibes play and said, fuck it. I hope it at least captures the feeling of the old school Broncos. Oh, it does. Absolutely. It feels like the perfect blend of, like, blue old westy saloon with the font and everything. Like, it's outstanding. I'm paying you for this when I get paid next Friday. Okay? I am paying you for this. This is sick. I don't care what you say. I'm throwing you at least, like, $15-20. This is awesome. I think we're close from coming out of halftime here. Broncos are going to get the ball back. So before proper Broncos orange and blue, oh, for sure. No, it looks outstanding. I think before we come back to the game, and God forbid I get raided while I'm taking a piss, I am going to run to the pisser before we open the half, drank a bunch of liquids, didn't take a bathroom break, so give me just a minute, and I will be right back. Oof. Proper hex code. That. You've outdone yourself. Oh my God. I owe you money. That's how good this is. I owe you money. I am paying you when I have money. I am absolutely paying you when I have money. My God. No, you have absolutely outdone yourself, man. You have absolutely outdone yourself, and I appreciate you so damn much. You've no clue. You have no idea, man. Oh, man. I believe we are almost back from halftime. Of course, we got AFC West action. I believe they're doing a GPS special episode there on Grossi and Perna's channel. I sent another one with the chat background a little darker. Gotcha. That way it breaks up the blue. That's fair. That does look way good, too. I do like that. I do like that very much, actually. Alright, hang on a sec. All I gotta do is, like, replace it. I need my Discord to stop fighting me. Alright, we're gonna go for another, swap-a-rooney here, see if we can squeeze it in before halftime squeezes me. Because I do like that that darker blue. Oh, hey. Instantaneous. Let's go. I love that. No, that looks outstanding. That looks awesome. And all of you guys are blue as well. Hell yeah. All of you guys are blue. Yeah, Ender Games, I'm paying you for this next week. When I get paid, I'm paying you for this. 100% paying you for this. Ooh, I hit the wrong button. Okay, well. Boink. Pop out. I need to put that back where it came from, or so help me. There we go. Alrighty, we are back. And Power Field at Mile High. Broncos looking to rebound off of a offensive first half. A half where they got outplayed completely, and yet still walked into halftime tied. Bo Nix not having a bad game, all things considered. 101 yards in the first half. Of course, you'd like to see him clean up the overthrown interception. But only so much you can do with a gunslinger like Mr. Bo. Threw the hero ball. Bad idea on his part. Here we go. We are getting set for this second half kickoff. That will be Mr. Daniel Carlson. Been doing it for a while. Who will boot this into the night. Line drive. And that will bounce into the arms of, I believe that is R.J. Harvey. Harvey trying to make a man miss. Spins out of a tackle before getting ran back the wrong way. They tackle him at about the 14-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. We do have a flag down on the field here, so Broncos could likely end up pinned way back. It is holding on the receiving team. That is Pat Bryant. That gets pinned for that. So, it's been the story all night. Broncos are going to be way, way backed up to in their own territory here. We'll see where they spot this. I don't know where they're going to say he was down initially. Send me a screenshot of what my other layout looks like, and I'll work a little on getting one made for the other scene. Gotcha. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Okay, this is the general idea. It's not the exact one. Or it's not the one from the last episode, but that is the layout. Here we go. Broncos pinned way back, I believe, to their own maybe 6. Camera angle wasn't great. They're at their own 9. Nix under center. Tight formation for the Broncos. They motion Sherfield to the left side of it. And we got Laundry, and it looks like the Broncos moved. False start's going to push them back half the distance to the goal. That's going to put them at their own 4. So another big shot, and that is Mercedes Lewis' second penalty. He has a holding call tonight on him, and now a false start to boot. Thought he had it timed up. And it's a simple rule. We learn it all as football players. You move when the ball moves. 9 penalties tonight for the Broncos. Forgot to mention that. Backs them up to between their 4 and 5. I form for Nix. Nix will hand off. Dobbins bouncing left side. Now it's spun back around. And he's going to have a short gain. Gain of maybe 2 there. Camera angle's now a little wonkier here on the Twitch stream I'm watching. I didn't know Amazon did TNF on Twitch. Well, the Fox it gave them 2nd and 12. They did not lose 2. They gained a couple on that. Likely to be 2nd and 8 here for Bo Nix in the offense. They still haven't fixed the graphics. Nix is killing something at the line. Lines up in the gun. 2 receivers and a tight end to his right. Nix takes a snap, fakes the pitch. Nix backing into his end zone and then just dirts it to Harvey. Nix backed a good way into the end zone there. And Prime still hasn't fixed the graphic. They didn't lose 2 on first down. It should be 3rd and 8. I don't think the graphics are fixed yet. No, they are behind the stick, so I'm stupid. So it's 3rd and 12. I'm the one that's wrong. I'm the stupid idiot. I'm the big dumb idiot. Here we go. 3rd and 12 for Nix in the offense. So you got Tripp's bunch on the left side. Nix, snap out of the gun. Raiders bring the blitz. Nix slings it out. Inaccurate ball looking for Pat Bryant. Would have been short of the sticks anyways. And a very, very frustrated crowd. They are antsy. Fifth 3-and-out for the Broncos offense tonight. 14:03 in the third quarter, and this Broncos offense is not having it tonight. They might get a beer out of me on a weeknight. Good Lord. It's going to be Crushin. It's been a little sketchy for him tonight. We'll see if he's able to come out and boot this thing now. Fifth punt for him tonight. Snap is up. Kick is up, and it seems to be a good one into the mile-high air. This will be fielded at the Raider 40, returnable. Got a couple of flags down. I believe we're going to have a holding call as he gets it. Looks to be to the Denver 46. 54-yard punt by Crushin. Nix is frustrated. We'll see what we got here on the flag. Offensive holding on the Raiders. On number 27, that's on McCollum. Goodness gracious. So, very sloppy game here on a short week for both teams. It's been a rough go for everybody tonight, man. Broncos shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. And that's what's caused a good chunk of their 3-and-outs. I believe 2 of 5 have been caused by penalties, another by a sack, and then another just by either good plays by the Raiders or, bad execution by the Broncos. That's the story of the night. Bad execution by the Bronco offense. So here we go. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders now. We'll see where they spot him after the penalty on the return. I believe it's going to be somewhere by the Raider 30-35. We'll see where this is. Camera's doing me no favors here. Work with me. They are at their own 29. Geno lined up under center. 2 receivers stacked on the right side. Brock Bowers in line. Genty in the backfield, standing there menacingly. They motion number 1, hand it off to Genty up the middle, and he's going to get slung down after it seems to be a gain of 3 or 4 for him. Set up 2nd down now. Broncos defense looking to get their first hold of the second half here. Broncos defense has been playing outstanding all night long. They give him a gain of 5 on the play, so it'll set up 2nd and 5 at what'll be their own 34-yard line. Genty remains in the game. It will be Geno under center once again if the camera will work. Come on, guys. Yep, jumbo formation. Mayer and Bowers in the game. They hand it off. Genty met with Singleton and Greenlaw in the hole. Looks to be a gain of 3. It's going to set up a 3rd and short now for the Raiders on the plus side of their own 35-yard line. Spot him at the 37. Sets up 3rd down, 13 minutes and counting. We have now ran 2 minutes of this third quarter off, and the Broncos maybe had it for 30 seconds. Yeah, Nix is livid with something on that sideline, it looks like. Going over something with a quarterback coach, I think. Geno going to come out in the gun for this 3rd and 2 snap. Tight formation, especially on that left side. They motion number 1 over, spread it out a little bit. Geno kills something at the line. And delay a game, or at least a timeout burn. Nope, we're going to get a delay a game. Nope, they got a timeout. Pete Carroll able to squeeze in a timeout. Wow. Carroll has to waste a timeout. That's huge. First drive in the second half, and Carroll's got to burn that first timeout. Emphasis on the word burn. They call Genty's stance the Michael Myers stance. So my menacingly joke does land. Here we go, 3rd and 2. Still a gun set for Geno. I got Genty lined up to his left side. 2 tight ends on the left side of the formation. They motion a receiver over. Geno back to throw. Geno, anti in the pocket, overthrows a receiver. Too high for Tyler Lockett. And that will bring up 4th down. Raiders offense coming off of the field. That'll force a punt. It's Riley Moss in coverage, who kind of gets a little bit toasted by Lockett on a zig route right at the sticks. Geno just uncomfortable in that pocket. He's been getting pounded all night. No pause. Here we go. Broncos offense should get another chance here. We're going to get a punt from A.J. Cole, who's been excellent there all night. Cole gets the snap, and he is going to slam this thing into the mile-high air. Bandy, fair catches at the 16-yard line. It's better starting field position than the Broncos have surprisingly had for the majority of the night. 5 punts by each team. And so far, the Raiders have been winning that field position battle, but the Broncos still hanging in this thing. I was saying it at the start of the stream. It's a divisional game. You can't overlook the Raiders, especially because it's a divisional game. Raiders want to play spoiler, and it's a short week. Short weeks are weird. But, I mean, man, at some point, you've got to wonder what is going on with this Broncos offense. Of course, it is Sean Payton calling the play here, but you really... I'm not blaming it on play calling tonight. It's been bad execution all over the place for this Broncos offense, whether it's O-line giving up a sack to kill a drive. Yeah, field position is sucked all game for sure, Woofy. Like, this field position has been absolutely god-awful for the Broncos. They've had, like, 3 drives. 3 drives, started their own 1? Like, they have been getting wrecked in the punting game. Crawshaw has shanked, like, 3 kicks tonight. It has been a bad go for this Broncos team. Like I'm saying, like, it's one unit that's keeping the Broncos in this right now. This defense is a pillar. While we're in commercial break, if you would like to help me out, feel free to like the stream. Helps get all of us out into the algorithm. You guys in chat, myself streaming, very much helps me out. Yeah, we'll see what this Broncos offense able to do here. They have not ran the ball almost at all this game. 6 combined handoffs. 4 have gone to Dobbins, and Dobbins is averaging 5.1 a carry as it stands. 4 carries, 22 yards. So, like, Dobbins isn't getting touches. He's got 29 combined yards on 5 touches, 1 a catch, 4 handoffs. Just a weird night by the Broncos, and really it feels like outside of that second possession, they just haven't committed to the run at all. It doesn't even feel like it. They haven't. Which is shocking. Oh, boy. We are coming back to this broadcast. Al Michaels, of course, on the actual call. They're running through a little montage of him. Oh, boy. Yeah, they're running these flashbacks, showing some of these old games here between the Raiders and the Broncos. 0-2 in Week 10. Jerry Rice had a touchdown in that game from Rich Gannon. Last time the Raiders went to the Super Bowl, of course, 2002. They didn't win it. Of course, Tampa Bay kicked their ass. Here we go. It's going to be the Broncos from their own 16-yard line. Nix under center. That is, I believe, Dobbins in the backfield behind him, single back. Nix hands it off going right side. I was just chirping about it, and Dobbins finds some space, breaks out of a tackle, and he will be tackled or called down. Forward momentum ends after a gain. After a gain 7-ish. After show have a name, it does not. I'm open to suggestions. I haven't really ever thought to name it. I think for a while, like, I was trying to do, like, an orange show, blue show sort of thing. Like, just playing on the colors. I think that was about when I got really depressed, though. Gain of 7 by Dobbins. Dobbins remains in the game. Nix in the gun. Slides him to the left side. Hands off to Dobbins. Dobbins falls forward for a first down. Gain of 3. We'll see if they give it to him. I think they called him down before he leaned backwards. And we'll see where they spot this thing. Are they going to give him the first? What do we got? Has not updated on the score bug yet. I think they're still trying to spot this thing. And 3rd and 1. They're going to call it 3rd and 1. My TV is updating. That's interesting. Orange soda after show. I get with it. I could get with it. And Denver takes their first timeout. Now, play clock was running down on them. Give out orange sodas as an award? True. True. I've never... This is going to sound sad. I've never had a second mind. Like, not because I never wanted it, just because, like, I've just done this all on my own. Like, I've never had a second mind to, like, help me with some of this creative stuff, like, ever. This is... I'm going crazy over here. Wow, that shot of the moon is gorgeous. It is bright. Okay, so play clock issue. Denver is not charged a timeout. Incredible. The Broncos do not get charged a timeout. The play clock was off. Here we go. 3rd and 1. Nix lines up under center. Single back tight formation. Nix hard count. And will sneak it. Fall forward. First down. Broncos. Barely able to get it. They need a half a yard. They get a half a yard. First down, Broncos. Here we go. They get their first down of the second half. On their second drive, Pete Carroll looked a little confused about something. Here we go. Nix under center once again. Prentice in the game on the left side. Goes in motion to the right. Nix play action. Nix throws it to Prentice. Prentice with the catch. Turns upfield. First down. Fullback getting involved. You love to see it. Big number 46 replacing the injured... I can't even remember his name. Michael something. Comes in, goes in motion, sells the run, and then finds himself wide open in the flat, able to turn upfield. Nix rolling to his right, uncorks it. First down, Adam Prentice. Looks to be a gain of 11 on that. Broncos have this at their own 39. Nix in the gun now. 2 receivers split out to each side. Dobbins lined up to Nix's right. Nix takes a snap, will hand it off to Dobbins. Dobbins going left side. Dobbins has some space, and he gets tackled down, gain of 7. So Dobbins keeping himself consistent, keeping the Broncos ahead of the sticks here, and the Broncos are finally getting a little bit of a drive. So, my Amazon stream is buffering. Okay. Okay, now it's in super low quality. Now we're getting something come back. Quality's going back up. The internet's cooperating once again. I'm going to be a smidge behind live now, I think. Here we go. I-form set for the Broncos. 3rd and 1. Adam Prentice once again in the game, and it is a straight up and up I formation. Nix making a change at the line. Takes a snap, pitches it out left side. Dobbins looking for blocks. Dobbins gets him. First down and more. Out at the Raiders' 45-yard line. First down, Denver. Dobbins still averaging 5.1 a carry, 10 carries, 51 yards. Very tight formation. 3 tight ends set, it looked like, for the Broncos. Troutman gets his real first win of the night on a nice block, pulling from that tight end spot and holding up a defensive back for Dobbins to gallop forward for that nice first down run. Nix in the gun now. 3 receivers on the field. Troutman in at tight end. Nix takes a snap. Short drop. Now it's a little longer. Gets it over the middle. That is R.J. Harvey. Makes a man miss. Harvey in space. Trying to juke around. That is Porter. And that'll be a gain of 8 down to the Raider 38-yard line. I might be peeking my mic out a little bit. I am leaning really close to it. I am not helping myself. My apologies, Bok Choi. Thank you for calling that out. Yeah, I was leaning kind of really close into the mic. Accidentally. I do it on accident, too. But there was a very good chance I was peeking. 2nd and 3 for the Bronco offense. 3 receivers out. Harvey goes in motion from the backfield and flags. This will be a false start on the Broncos. False start on number 60. That is on the center, Luke Wattenberg, for a false start. Snap infraction. Backs the Broncos up 5. There's another one of those shots in the foot with a penalty. Broncos just keep doing it to themselves. And yeah, no, Wattenberg just kind of lost his balance on that. Nix frustrated. 2nd and 8 now for the Broncos. Takes a snap in the pistol. Hands it off. That is Harvey trying to go up the middle. Harvey finds a little bit of room, and he's going to make it 3rd and 1. Broncos find another short 3rd down. And the Broncos with 2 backup guards in Palczewski and Throckmorton. Finding a little bit of running success there. Harvey able to find some space, wiggle around, use that shorter frame of his, get a little bit of explosion. Here we go, 3rd and 1 for the Broncos. We'll see what they do here. They've ran the ball well this drive so far. Bit of a long one. Nix will motion Sutton right to left side. Single back set for him. Harvey still in the game. They screen it out. Sutton is trying to throw, and Sutton taken down in the backfield. They get cute on 3rd and 1. They get cute on 3rd and 1. It's a backwards throw. Sutton trying to throw it. Can't find anything. Can't turn upfield. And that's going to bring on the damn Broncos punt team. 6th punt of the night. And, oh, no, they're going to bring out the field goal team. God fucking damn it, Sean Payton. Broncos going for their first lead of the night on a 59-yard kick from Will Lutz from the left hash. Snap is down. Kick is up. No good. Just short. Needed 59. Looked like he got 57. Raiders are going to have outstanding field position to start this next possession in the 3rd quarter. And god damn it, what are we doing? The fan's going to come out in me a little bit. What the fuck are we doing? It's 3rd and 1. It is... Bro. It is 3rd and 1. You do not need to do a backwards pass to Cortland Sutton to try and let him throw it on 3rd down. You hand the ball off. Hand it off to J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins is averaging 5 yards per carry tonight. He is averaging 5 yards. It is 3rd and 1. You're in single back. And even if it's Harvey out there, Harvey's just popped off a couple of good runs. Hand the fucking ball off, Sean. Oh my fucking god. What are we doing? Yeah, look, I'm letting the fan in me out a little bit because what in the fuck was that? What are we doing? You can't make this shit up. What are we doing? Why are we getting cute on 3rd and 1? That is inexcusable. What in the hell are we doing? Like, you've got your first round. Oh my god. I'm crashing out. I'm gonna crash out for a second. I'm gonna crash the fuck out for a second. You have a first round quarterback that is throwing really good against the blitz this season. You have a running back that is averaging 5 yards per carry, and his backup is getting it going on this drive. It is 3rd and 1. And then to back that up, going for a 59-yard kick in what has been 20-mile-an-hour winds tonight. I can't, dude. I can't. I'm losing my shit. I'm losing my shit. Because what the fuck was that? We're back in Denver. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. 5:34 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Raiders are going to have great starting field position after the short field goal by Will Lutz. Broncos trying from 59. They don't get it. Ends up just a little short. Raiders are going to snap this at their own 49. Geno in the gun. 2 receivers left side. Takes a snap. Geno dropping back. Broncos only bring 4. That is tipped and picked. Dondre Tillman once again cutting it to the left side. Dondre Tillman breaks the tackle, and he is knocked down at the 32. Oh, there's a flag. Oh, there's a flag. No, boy. It's on the run back. This should still be a change of possession. It bounces off of Gentie's hands and into the arms of Dondre Tillman. I think it's on the run back, so it should still be Bronco ball if it's a holding call. Oh my God. Dondre Tillman with his second interception of the season. I owe my neighbor some cookies, dog. It is 8:21 and I am lighting up like a Christmas tree. Broncos are going to be in prime scoring position. That is a game-changing play. They don't call a penalty. They pick the flag up. Bronco ball at the Raider 33. Nix under center. They motion Troy Franklin right to left. Nix will hand it off. Dobbins going left side, cutting it back right, and he slips down. Loses his footing. No gain. Wow. What a play. I am fucking lit like a Christmas tree. True. If I ever get memberships, I think one of the badges is going to be Drunk Woofy. Or Lit Woof. We'll call it Lit Woof. Or something like that. That'll be forever lore in the Crushin' It channel. 2nd and 10 after the no gain. Trips to the right side for Nix. Sutton isolated on the left side. Harvey going to motion out of the backfield. Nix looks that way. Now Nix has to scramble a little bit. Nix rolling backwards, and he's just going to heave this up and throw it away. Incomplete. And a flag down. Halfway through a 12-pack, but it was a 15-pack, half a weed worm. OPI on a throwaway? What? They call OPI on a throwaway? What? Excuse me? Wooflet? True. Yeah, well, that'll be the badge. That'll be... We'll make that tier 2. 2nd and 20 for the Broncos. Backs them up to their own, or to the Raider 44. They call offensive pass interference on a throwaway. Jesus Christ. Nix in the Broncos at the Raider, 43. Nix in the gun. Troutman goes in motion at the line. They draw it to Dobbins. Dobbins nowhere. They say ball is out. They're going to call Dobbins down. Dobbins is slow getting up. And Dobbins is in fact down. Ball does not come out, so the Broncos survive that. No, it was offensive pass interference. They called it on Franklin on a throwaway. Yeah, Franklin limps out of the game. Or Dobbins does, excuse me. And they're going to walk him right to the blue 10. 3rd and 18 for the Broncos, just trying to get into field goal range. Nix slings it out to the right side. Troutman onto the Raider side of the 40, up to the 39. Not nearly enough for a first down. But they gain a few yards on that. I don't know if they're going to run the field goal unit back out on 4th and 16. I don't think they're any closer than they were when they just tried it. So the Dondre interception goes wasted. Completely wasted. By an offensive pass interference on a fucking throwaway. Crawshaw trying to get guys set now. They're going to punt it from the Raider 39-yard line. Instead of trying a 57-yarder. We'll see what they cook up here. Crawshaw looks a little off-centered. Nothing fishy going on. Crawshaw trying to punt this to the corner. That will hit the goal line. And it's a net 19-yard punt. It's going to go out to the 20 for the Raiders. Broncos waste a turnover. 2:57 to go into the third on commercial break. Bro. They called OPI on what ends up being a throwaway. I don't know if it's just the timing where the Broncos are trying to set up a screen or what. I'm still confused by the call of offensive pass interference. Thursday night games, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go grab a fucking Dr. Pepper. God, fuck me. I forgot the Dr. Pepper. I got my dog food, and I forgot the Dr. Pepper. Love you. Ay, caramba. I'm as much of a mess as the Broncos are right now. Good God. Fuck. Still in commercial break. Now's a good time to like the stream. Try and get me out to some more people. Bro, I just can't with this game right now. I cannot with the ball game at the moment. Good Lord. 7-7. Raiders are going to get it at their own 20-yard line after what will be a net 19-yard punt for Crushin tonight, where his average is already hurting. It's not a beer. I had to make do with a Dr. Pepper until tomorrow. But yeah, they called offensive pass interference on what ended up being a throwaway. I don't know if they called it OPI because Knicks threw it and just the way the play got timed out. I don't know. We're past it. Broncos on defense now, looking to stop the Raiders. Once again, 7-7 ball game. Few minutes and change to go here in the third. 2:57 in the third. Raiders at their own 20. Big man package stacked to the left side. 2 tight ends. Genty in the backfield. Single back set. You've got Smith under center. They motion Bowers. They hand it off going right side. Genty looking for room, and Genty finds none. John Franklin Myers will hold him to a gain of maybe 2. Couple of guys unpiled. Jonathan Cooper was in on the tackle. Broncos offense needs to get it together. They need to take a cue from the defense and do something. 2nd and 7 after the Genty run. 2:27 ticking down from their own 23. They send a man in motion. Gino back to throw. Gino now running for his life. Benito right on him. That ball does not get to the line. Intentional grounding. That ball did not get to the line. And the crowd's going to get that intentional grounding. They wanted it. They're going to get it. Gino doesn't get it to the line of scrimmage. Not near a receiver. Spot foul, loss of down. 3rd down. Now for this Broncos defense who can pin their ears back and get after it here on 3rd. Despite that rough second drive that the Broncos defense had, they have locked it down. Here, every other drive, Benito just wiggles around the motion going on after the play action and the motion. Gets back to Gino, forces a grounding. 3rd and 20 for the Raiders. Back at their own 10. Broncos not showing blitz. They send 4. They hand it off to Genty, and he is going to get wrapped up. Or excuse me, that is Raheem Mostert for a gain of 3. 4 Broncos still hanging on to him. Group hug at the 13-yard line. Raiders are going to punt this thing away. Bronco defense doing their thing. 4th down. With 1:50 and counting down, it'll be 4th and 16. Raiders are definitely punting this thing. Cole will be taking the snap at his own goal line here. Gets the snap. Blocked! The Broncos block it! And they grab it. That is Tyler Benet that grabs it. Blocked punt. Broncos are going to have it at the 10. J.L. Skinner gets through. That is a massive momentum swing for the Denver Broncos. 1:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And the Broncos, Skinner gets through on an overload and just punts that ball out of the air with an arm. Benet gets to it, collects it, because it is a live ball after a block. The Broncos got a 1st down against the He blocks it with his face. Skinner blocks it with his face. Whatever it takes. Darren Rizzi suddenly looks like God. Here we go. 1st and 10. Broncos now have it at the 12. Nick's in the gun. Troutman goes in motion right to left side. They're clearing guys off the line now. Dobbins goes to the left side. Nix fakes the handoff. Scrambles behind. Trying to juke a man out, and he won't do it. Designed run. Trying. That is Polamalu for the TFL. Loss of 2. Nix trying to use Dobbins as a lead block. The Broncos need to score a touchdown. After a blocked kick. They need to score a fucking touchdown. J.L. Skinner with a massive blocked punt. Broncos are going to have 2nd and 12.5-ish after a snuffed out quarterback run. They do call it a loss of 2, 2nd and 12. It'll be from the Raider 13 or 14 now. Roughly the 15. Nick's in the gun. Tight left formation. Now Franklin will motion to the right side. Nick's dropping back now. Nick's setting. Nick's throwing. Looking for Ingram. Pressure was on. Nick's kind of short arms that to the ground in the general direction of Ingram. Had nothing. Nick's looked like he had a little bit of happy feet there. Raiders only bring 3 on that, and still the pocket collapses. Got to keep in mind, Broncos down to 2 backup linemen at the guard positions. That is Palcho. That's Palczewski and Throckmorton in the game, I believe. I don't think Miners has returned. Perhaps he has. Nick's in the gun once again. Pumps the screen. Now he throws the screen. That is Franklin. It's a 3-on-1 at the line, and Franklin's not winning that. Crowd hates it. Boos are raining down on the Bronco offense. And now we are going to see this field goal unit come out now. Good Lord. Nick's grimacing to Sean Payton. Not sure what the conversation is there, but Nick's just looks annoyed. Right hash for Will Lutz. It's a 32-yard attempt. Ball is up. And finally, we've got a lead. Denver 10, Vegas 7. That is going to leave us with 5 seconds here in the third quarter. We'll probably see a kickoff play. J.L. Skinner's got to be a little pissed there. Broncos go backwards after the blocked punt. It's that kind of game. It's a very, 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 very sloppy affair right now. Hi, yi, yi. So the Broncos get a third quarter field goal, and that is the only score of the third quarter. Knicks and this offense have done nothing tonight. The blocked punt by J.L. Skinner. I don't want to say it goes wasted. You were handed 3 points. But if you're the offense, man, you absolutely need to do more than that. 5 seconds to go in the third. We're going to see a kickoff play here before the commercial break. And I'll tell you what, going into the fourth quarter, the Broncos are going to have a lot to clean up going into this mini bye week before they play Kansas City in Denver. So here we go. Lutz now going to set up, boots this thing away, going towards the left side. Now it'll be fielded at the 4 now, up to the 15, to the 20, meets a Bronco, breaks out of a tackle, and tackled down at the 32-yard line, and that'll run all the time out of the third quarter. Gonna take us to the fourth. Broncos 10, Raiders 7. This may be one of the most Thursday night football games to have ever Thursday night football gamed. We got a mock-up. That's dope. That's so dope. Oh my god, Ender Games, what have you done? That is so dope. Oh my god. That is so good, Ender Games. Holy shit, that is so good. Oh my god. That is legit. Dude, you are, for lack of a better term, and, pun slightly intended, and nudge nudge, you are crushing it with these fucking designs. Oh my god. That is so sick. That looks so good. Oh my god. Ender games. Oh my god. That looks so good. That looks fucking incredible. Oh my god. Oh my god, Ender Games, you are outdoing yourself right now. Yeah, you're getting paid. You are getting paid next Friday. Consider yourself $30 richer. Oh my god. I don't let work go unpaid, okay? I'm not gonna let you do this for free. You are making money. I can Cash App it to you on Friday. If you have Cash App. If not, I'll figure something out. But oh my god, man. That looks so good. Okay, you guys don't get to see the post-game show one. Not on stream. I can't live implement that. Not well. We're not going to. So we're going to keep that. We're going to keep that in the holster for tonight. You'll see it when we upload the video. That's some good Dr. Pepper. Raiders are going to have this thing in their own 32-yard line. Broncos get a field goal after the blocked punt by J.L. Skinner. Raiders have it at the 31. That is Geno under center, single back form. They're going to motion a receiver right to left, play action for Geno. Benito trying to get in, and he trips him up. Malcolm Roach pounces. And Malcolm Roach pulls him up by the collar. Geno down, he is. Oh, no. Yeah, Geno does not look right. Kenny Pickett getting warm now. So Benito trips him up while he's rolling out. Geno kind of stumbles forward. He catches the thigh, stumbles forward. And when he goes down, you've got Roach that just pounces on him, trying to make sure he's down. Injury timeout. They're going to send this to commercial break. God. No, I hate injuries. No. God damn it, man. Once again, I hate the Raiders vehemently. I do not want to see injuries, man. I hope Geno's okay. I hope Geno's okay, man. Whatever you think of Geno, like, he's had an amazing run. He had an amazing run with the Seahawks, a nice comeback tour, and he just seems like an all-around good dude. I hate injuries, man. I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. I hope it's nothing serious, man. The league is more fun with Geno Smith, man. I hope he's okay. And that's all I can say about it. I couldn't tell you immediately what got hurt. Just off of the replay, there wasn't like anything that obviously bent in a way it's not supposed to. Fuck. Injured, I say it all the time. Injuries are a part of the game, but you never like to see them. I don't care if you hate the other team. You know, it's a humanity thing. It's an empathy thing. Something I think some of the human race could use a lot more of. Do you like it with the divider or without the divider? Let me go check it out. I honestly like them both. I might though, like if it were me designing this, I like the divider. I don't know, just my personal taste, I would put the divider up a little, like right under after show. Here we go. Geno limping off of the field. Ooh, and it looked like he took a Malcolm Roach knee to the shin. or like a knee. So it's a right knee. He takes a Benito forearm to the knee, and then he gets a Roach knee to the thigh. So Pickett in the game, under center now. Pickett hands it off, going left side for Genty, cuts it back before he is swarmed by Broncos. Cooper makes the first contact to sweep him up in the backfield before Jaquan McMillan arrives. It's a loss of 1 or 2 on that one there for Ashton Genty. And Kenny Pickett now is going to get a chance to throw. Likely on 3rd and 11. Raiders still a good way into their own territory here. Kenny Pickett wearing number 15 for the Raiders. We'll see what they do. Gun set, 2 receivers to the right side for the Raiders. Kenny Pickett with Genty to the left. Takes a snap. Quick drop, quick throw. Incomplete. Looking for John Besh, number 18, on what seemed to be a slant route between a couple of Broncos. Can't squeeze it in, can't hold on. 4th down for the Raiders. Broncos going to get the ball back with 13:56 to go. Damn, pretty buzzed. Hell yeah. I will be tomorrow. Like I said, if you want to see me play video games and get drunk, gaming channel's in the description. Bok Choy need to score this drive? Absolutely. I think a touchdown puts the game away. Here we go. Broncos with the left side overloaded. Raiders with extra protection on that side. A.J. Cole gets it off, but it looks like he jutted it to that left sideline. Flag down. Bandy playing poison control. We'll see what the call is. Could be a hold on the Broncos special teams, and that'll back the Broncos offense way up. If that is the case, Binovich on the call. Nope, it's penalty on the Raiders. 5-yard penalty for the Raiders. Illegal player out of bounds, or a player illegally out of bounds. Sent the adjustment. Neat. Yeah, no, that's fire. That's good. That is so good. That's the winner. That's the winner for sure. I think a little more emphasis on my logo in the center does me a little more justice on that. No, that is sick. That is so sick. I'm going to throw just all the reactions on this here. Give me a heart. Give me a fucking 7. Give me a fucking thumbs up. Give me a 6. I'm doing it. Oh my god. Give me a baseball. I'm throwing reactions on this. Oh my god. That is so good, Ender Games. No, you're getting paid. You are getting paid, Ender Games. Consider yourself $30 to $35 richer. I'll see what I can spare out of the wallet after I pay bills. But you are getting paid for your work. Absolutely. Ender Games is doing outstanding work for the graphic design on the channel. Obviously, we now have the layout that we are using thanks to Ender Games. Also, he's outdone himself making one for the post game. The pinned comment in chat is Ender Games' channel. Go subscribe. Go subscribe to Ender Games because, oh my god, outdoing himself with this setup. Oh my god. This looks so good. -9.5. Broncos come on. Hey man, it's a division game, okay? Although I figure you bet on it. I am not a betting man. And I will say, okay, if I ever get the opportunity, let this be my declaration. If I ever get the chance for sponsors, I'm not taking gambling sponsors. I'm not. I will not. It just feels immoral to me to like push gambling like that hard. So we're coming back to Denver. Denver getting the ball back. An extra 5 yards tacked on to a kick that went out of bounds with an illegal player out of bounds. We'll see where they spotted this for the Broncos. I work at a casino. Damn. Damn. The stories from that have got to be nuts. Gino out of the blue tent. That looks good. He's coming out high kneeing. That's good to see. Nick's out of the gun. Takes a snap. Throws it. He's got a man. That is Sutton for his first catch since the first half. Looks to be a gain of 4 to 5. Got it on Stokes. And yeah, Gino looks good. That's good to see. I'm just the humanity in it. I'm glad Gino's okay. He's moving. My thigh itches. Okay. We're genuine here. We don't hide. Oh, Nick's going to go under center. 2 tight ends on the field. 2 receivers on the left side stacked on each other. Nick's play action. Dropping back. Deep drop. Nick's loading up. Throwing deep. I'm worried. Overthrows Franklin. Franklin trying to jump up for it. 3rd and 6 for the Broncos. And Nick's just overthrew everybody on that. I think Nick's was trying to throw that. I think Nick's was like trying to intentionally underthrow it almost and just puts too much on it. It's a overthrow. Broncos offense still just not on the same page. 3 of 11 on 3rd down for the Broncos. 3rd and 6. Takes the gun snap, dropping back, scrambling to his right side now. Nick's just has to throw it away. Out of bounds. 4th and 6. Offense is booing once again. Broncos offense can't get anything going. We've been talking about the offensive issues for the Denver Broncos, and they are being magnified tonight. The timing's off. They won't run the ball enough. It is rough right now. 4th and 6. Crawshaw going to be on to punt this thing. Broncos will snap this from their own 36. Punt number 7 tonight. Running down the play clock. Takes the snap now. Crawshaw boots this thing away. Nice little line drive poocher that will be fielded at the 16-17. Gunner's trying to get down. There's going to be a hold on this. Massive flag on this. 3 Broncos converge on Bachman on the other side of the 20. It's going to, yeah, that's going to be an illegal block in the back for sure. Illegal blindside block. 15 yards. That is going to shove the Raiders into a hole. They get it on lob. And they will call that. That is a blindside block. So Raiders are going to be pinned deep in their own territory. Broncos fans are unhappy. Bo Nix is unhappy. This Broncos offense is an unhappy sight to look at. Good Lord. It's rough right now. I'll tell you that much. Ay. Beer run. Please let that be to the fridge. Okay, do I try the post-game tonight? Maybe. Yeah, I'll probably try and record a post-game tonight. I said I was going to try and hold off until Friday, but I think if I get it out immediately tonight, it's like the first NFL thing that's up. Oy. Images. More tools. Anytime past 24 hours. I need shots from the game so far. No driving. Yeah, no driving, Woofy. Put your keys away. No driving. It better be just to the fucking fridge. That beer run better be to the fridge. It's cold enough outside. Number 9 incoming. Okay, sit the fuck down. I need you to, like, take your keys and throw them into, like, the fucking bizarro dimension, dog. Do not. Do not. No. You be safe with your drinking, Woofy, I swear to God. If you drive drunk, you're not getting a membership badge named after you. None of that shit. I know you're at home, okay? I just, you say beer run, and you gotta be safe, okay? You drive, so help me God, I'll put RJ Harvey on my starting lineup. Don't you fucking dare. If it'll keep Wolfie from drunk driving, though, yes, absolutely. Hit by a drunk driver, something I totally don't believe in. All right. I'll take you there. I'll take your word. Here we go. Raiders are going to be pinned deep in their own territory after an illegal block in the back on the punt return. Why would I leave all my stuff? Is at the house? True. Good point. Geno's back into game for the Raiders. He's going to be under center. 2 tight ends in Mayer and Bowers in. 2 receivers, Genty behind. They snap it. Play action. Geno at the goal line stepping up, uncorking, and he's got a man at the 35. That is Trey Tucker Riley Moss in coverage, and that is the first Broncos, or the first big play. That is the first big play that the Broncos have let up in forever. I just don't get why RJ Harvey dislikes me so much. He seems to be disliking all of us tonight. 10 feet out to the porch. Hey, fair enough. The porch is nice. 1st and 10 now from their own 35. Geno in the gun. Cuts out a trips set on the left. Screens it out to Genty. Almost blown up by Singleton. Another Bronco misses a tackle before 3 guys converge on him. That is Roach, Tillman, and Brandon Jones. Looks to be a gain of 3 to 4 on that one. 2nd down Raiders, 11:50, ticking down here in the 4th quarter. Broncos looking to hold on to what would be, as Jake Plummer puts it on his podcast, a very unattractive win. Extremely unattractive, but wins aren't ugly. 2nd and 6 for the Raiders, now at the 39. Geno once again in the gun. 3 receivers, one of them Bowers on the left. Geno dropping, Geno throwing. Geno has a man open into Bronco territory. Spun out at the Bronco 42. That is Tyler Lockett and Geno Smith. Hobbling again. He's gonna stay in, but he is very much hobbling. Zach Allen gets in and pops him right after he throws, just going through the play. Geno grabbing at his leg. Tyler Lockett just snuck down that left sideline, turned invisible. Geno stays in. 2 tight ends on the right side. 2 receivers will set up on the left. Genty, the single back. Play clock at 3. They motion Tucker. Hand off to Genty up the middle. Brought down Brandon Jones. No gain. Geno's still hobbling a little bit here, but he's not coming out of the game. They're going to bring Tyler Lockett back in from the sideline. I didn't see who subbed out of that. They give him a gain of half a yard. It'll set up 2nd and 9. Geno's a sitting duck, absolutely. I think that's why they're starting to run the ball a bunch. Pickett standing on the sideline, ready to go. Genty in the backfield once again. Bowers lined up to the left side. They motion Lockett to join him. Geno screens it to Lockett, and he is blown up, no gain. Kufunga made first contact. Jonathan Cooper finishes the play out. 10 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. Broncos hanging on to a 10-7 lead against the Raiders. 9:55 and counting down. 3rd and 8. They give him a gain of 1. Bronco defense needs to hold. Geno is extremely limited right now, but the Raiders need more yards than 1. In Bronco territory, down to the Bronco 40. Geno in the gun. 3 receivers. I believe that is 2 tight ends over there. Now Bowers in motion. Left to right. Gets back in the trip set. Takes the snap. Broncos bring 4. Converging. Smith spins out of a second. He cannot escape. Jonathan Cooper. It was Franklin Myers that made first contact, and Jonathan Cooper. That will finish it off. 4th down. Sacked back to the 44, and that will likely bring on A.J. Cole to pin the Broncos back at the 1. It's been the theme all goddamn night. Cooper just pinching in, and yeah, that is Cooper and Franklin Myers. Myers keeps a hand on Geno's foot. Won't let him escape, and then Cooper able to swoop in from the backside of that and get him. 6 sacks by your Denver defense. That runs the clock under 9 to go. 8:47 ticking down. Cole on to kick this thing again. And we got a flag down. It'll be a false start and push the Raiders back 5. It's on 27, 5-yard penalty. So just to rub it in a little bit, Gino's getting on the bike, trying to work out whatever he's got going on with his leg now. It's been a gritty type of game. It sets up 4th and 16. A.J. Cole will come back out to punt this thing. Sack Cooper, abso-fucking-lutely. Absa-sackin-lutely. Absa-Cooper-lutely. All right. I'm shooting too far here. I'm out kicking my coverage on that pun. I'm forcing it like Bo Nix is forcing deep balls. So they'll snap this at about the Bronco 49. Cole on to kick this thing again. And that is Bandy just playing block. And that will be a touchback. Broncos will not be starting this at their own 1-yard line. 8:35 to go in regulation here on Thursday Night Football. Broncos clinging to a 10-7 lead, and we are praying for this offense to do anything. Yeah, Broncos looking to do just anything with this drive coming up. They'll have it at their own 20. A touchdown, I think, puts this thing away. I don't want to say ugly game. I can't watch this drive. Time to get lit like Woofy. Man, come on. You gotta stay with me in this, Bach Choi. You gotta stay with me. You gotta stay with me, Bach. Come on, man. You gotta stay with me. Come on. We are in commercial break between possessions. I've been saying it a lot. This stream, but it really does help me out if you guys do go and like the stream. Gets me out to more fans, of course. I'm gonna say screw it. We'll do a post game. Recorded show after this. Not gonna stream it. Just why I've got to get everything set up. And with 8:35 to go, offense haven't done nothing all day. We gotta believe. I'm repping the Elway throwback as well. You gotta believe. Even if it's ugly, even if it's very unattractive. I have a boner. No, a show that I do highly recommend as well is Jake Plummer's podcast, actually. Jake Plummer has a podcast for anyone that didn't know. I listen to it quite often at work. I enjoy it. You get the insight of a former Broncos quarterback, Broncos legend around these parts. Come on, us Broncos fans absolutely adore the piss out of Jake Plummer. For a good while, Jake Plummer was the second best quarterback in Broncos history. I still think he's third. It's Elway, Manning for me, Jake Plummer. Jake Plummer was so good. I loved Jake Plummer. And that 05 season, like going back and watching some of that, dude, that 05 season was nuts. It's a shame they didn't beat Pittsburgh in that title game. I think Denver would have beat Seattle that year. Because Seattle was Sean Alexander and the power of friendship. So here we go. 1st and 10, 8:35. Broncos have this at their own 20, going left to right. 2 tight ends in, 2 receivers. That is Sherfield and Sutton. Sherfield will line up outside on the right. They fake it to Harvey, screen it out to Engram. Engram getting a little bit involved, and he will fight forward for a gain of 5. You got to get me on with Ben and Sports Talk Denver. Hey, if you can finagle something, I'd be happy to. If they have an Instagram, I can drop mine, let you send that to me. Have them reach out. I would love to be on with those guys, man. That would be outstanding. I've never been a podcast guest before. Enjoy the Cold Tub Show? Yeah, Cold Tub with Jake Plummer. Oh, I love the Cold Tub Show, man. I'm glad somebody else knows. 2nd and 5 now at the 25. Nick's in the gun. Takes the snap. High snap. Hands it off to Harvey. Harvey hesitates, and he hesitates too long. Tackled down at the line of scrimmage. It's going to set up 3rd and 5. Gino's going to go back into the 10. He doesn't look happy about it, but he certainly looks like he's hurting after this. 3rd and 5 for the Broncos. 7:37 and counting down to go. Broncos need multiple first downs and a score if possible. 7:30, Broncos trying to bleed as much clock as they can. Neither team executing on third downs tonight. Nick's in the gun, trip set to the left side, Sutton isolated up top, press coverage on his man. Nix takes a snap, short drop, standing in the pocket, and it bounces off a few Broncos and it's intercepted. Franklin couldn't hang on, it's picked off by Kelly. Second pick of the game for Kelly, number 36. Troy Franklin could not hang on to the ball. Gino limping out of the tent to get into the game. What even happens here? Nix just right through Franklin's hands, and that is a costly drop. It's going to set the Raiders up in field goal range to be able to tie the game. I think Brian thought it was going to him, and then I think he realizes last second it's not. Nix puts it right on Troy Franklin. My God, Franklin cannot drop that ball. Raiders in field goal range now. Well, not quite. They're at the Bronco 45. Gino in the gun. Gino will hand off to Genty, going up the middle on a draw. He is tackled down, gain of 6. Brandon Jones cuts him down. Gino is limping actively as we speak, but he is staying in this game. They're going to sub in, why can't I think of him? Tyler Lockett. They're going to sub him in. Franklin with a massive drop. 6:43 and counting down. 2nd and 4 now. Raiders trying to get in a field goal range or better. Trips, bunch to the left side. Gino, hands off to Genty, who hesitates at the line, but he bounces off of some Broncos, backs his way to a first down. They need 4, they get 5. Ashton Genty keeps the legs moving. First down for the Broncos. It's a gun set for the Raiders, and say what you will, they've been getting good run blocking tonight, and Genty has had to create on his own, and create he has. Here we go, 1st and 10, gun for Gino. Genty to the left, 2 receivers stacked on the right side, takes the snap, hands off to Genty once again. Couple of Broncos in on him once again, couple of defensive linemen. That is Tillman and number 93, I believe that is DJ Jones. Broncos trying to keep the Raiders really outside of field goal range, but at the same time out of the end zone. Nix definitely a little angry after that interception. Franklin on a ball that was right to him, drops it, just sends it skyward and is picked off by Kelly. 2nd and 7, gain of 3 by the Raiders. Tied formation there, everybody in, wide receiver included. Genty an up man, no he's not. They had Tucker as an up man. Tillman gets in, makes first contact, and that will be no gain, or at least a gain of 1 to the Bronco 30-yard line. Tillman with first contact, the motion, and the bit of a miss formation. Tell Bo it's the 4th quarter, it is. You got to tell Bo he's behind. Carlson trying to get warm on that sideline. Oof. 3rd and 6, 4:47 counting down. Gino in the gun. Trips, bunch left side. That is Bowers leading the charge on that side of the formation. Genty to the right. They're going to motion lock it around. It's still Trips, not bunch. Broncos bring heat. Benito creeping up. He's got to throw it away. Gets to the first down stick, but Benito was in on Smith immediately. Broncos overload. They send everybody, it felt like, everybody and their mom. No sack for the Broncos to get him out of field goal range. Smart play by Geno Smith to just throw that ball away. He knows he can't get sacked out of field goal range, and he doesn't. It's going to bring on Carlson now to try and tie this thing up. 4:30 to go in the 4th quarter. This will be from 48. See which hash they're on. They are on the right hash. Snap is down. Carlson from 48. No good! He hooks it to the right. Hooks the kick to the right side. And the Broncos are going to hang on to the lead, so the interception on the drop pass by Franklin will not come back to haunt them. Carlson hooks it right. 4:26 to play in regulation. Oh, my sweet baby Jesus. Yeah, honestly, Woofy, if you wanted to reach out and propose the idea, I would let you. I feel really, like, nervous. I'm so charismatic on camera, but, like, I always get weird nerves when I'm, like, reaching out to other creators, because, like, in my mind, it feels like the little guy, like, it... And it's not. Like, it's not this, but, like, it feels like I'm gonna get interpreted as the little guy trying to reach up and just get gifted a shout-out. Like, I don't want to be that guy. That's probably the reason I've never had a guest or been a guest on a show at all, is because, like, I'm sure somebody understands how I'm feeling in chat about, like, when it comes to that. Like, I struggle to, like, put myself out a little bit because, like, I think I'm gonna come off as, like, being an asshole, to put it bluntly. Great field position, absolutely. Let's finish him. Yeah, somebody in chat's gonna understand my feelings there. Woofy, if you want to reach out to those guys and see if they'll have me on, I will give you full, there's a word I'm looking for. That's your prerogative, and I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I struggle to do that myself. We are in commercial break, so you are not missing anything. Raiders have just missed a 48-yard field goal that would have tied the game with 4:26 to go in the half. I tell you what, this is a Thursday night football game if I have ever seen a Thursday night football game. Good Lord. Feel that's why I struggle making content, because I'm scared to put myself out there. I get that. I get that. And I know the first little bit that I was doing this, I was so fucking awkward. Like, you go back and watch some of those, like, old streams where I was calling games. Like, it took me a minute to come into my own here. I work good in my element. It's the trying to branch out and collaborate with people that, like, almost makes me feel like an asshole. Like, I don't want any success I have to, like, feel unearned is a problem I have. Like, I have to do everything myself, it feels like. But I would love to be a guest. Nick's under center. Sherfield going to go in motion right to left side. Settles in by Troutman on the line. Hands it off. Dobbins bouncing left side. Dobbins with space. Dobbins dives forward. Gain of 8. A run that the Broncos absolutely needed. I'm a member for Ben's show. I think you two have a great vibe. Ben is a clean-cut family man. Hell yeah, man. I think I've watched some of his content. Sports Talk Denver. I've watched some of his stuff. No, he makes great content. I definitely think he's a little higher on the team than I am at times, because I get low on these guys. 2nd and 2, Nick's under center. Offset eye to the right side for the offense. They hand it off once again. Dobbins hesitates, looking for room, can't find it. Tackled after a gain of 1. It's going to set up another 3rd and 1 for the Broncos. Huge play coming up here. Broncos trying not to hand the Raiders back the ball. Raiders trying to man a stand, get Geno the ball back, try and get him back into field goal range, and let Carlson redeem himself. Broncos trying to not let that happen. Huge 3rd and 1 coming up right here. 3:10 and counting down. Nick's under center. Takes a snap, play action, rolling to his right, slings it. He's got Franklin down the sideline into Raider territory. Troy Franklin with a redemption catch and run. Exactly 3 to go. Franklin able to redeem himself here. Franklin just goes behind the line. Great design. Goes from the very outside to the other side of the field. Just a little slider out they run behind the line of scrimmage on some of these misdirection bootlegs. Nix with a perfect ball to hit him in stride. Franklin able to turn up and get some yards. They are deep into Raider, deep-ish into Raider territory to the 35, under center. Nix. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Pass is incomplete. Flags came in as soon as they snapped that ball. It's encroachment by Max Crosby. They're going to move him forward 5. Crosby jumped in early trying to do something to get the Raiders the ball back, and he guesses a snap too early. Or just a hitch too early there by Max Crosby. I'll take the Broncos win, but I need my bet too. Fair enough. So 1st and 5 for the Broncos, now down to the Raider 30. They are in field goal range for sure now. Miners is back in the game. That's a good sign. Might have happened earlier. I form. Prentice in at fullback. Nix takes a snap, hands it off. Dobbins up the middle, left side. Dives forward and able to get 4 on that one. Not quite a first down, but it's headed in the right direction for the Broncos. 2:48 and counting down. Broncos just trying to hang on to the ball here. Maybe score some points. Gino sitting on the bench here, hoping he gets another shot at this after the missed kick. Carlson wants another chance at it too. Heavy set once again. 2 running backs on the field, fullback in. That is Mercedes Lewis lined up at tight end. Nix, snap, hands off Dobbins. Trying to get forward for 1, and he won't. He gets bent back at the line of scrimmage, and on a 2nd and inches, they lose about a foot. Going to set up a very, very short 3rd down, and the Raiders will take a timeout with 2:21 to go on the clock. Broncos looking to put this thing away in what has been one of the worst games we've seen offensively from them all season. So an update, Geno Smith is questionable to return. The Broncos can put those to bed by running the clock out, to be frank. Just to be a little blunt there. Of course, I hope he's okay. He's got a wrap around his leg. So the Raiders get a timeout. We'll see what the Broncos do here. It's going to be 3rd and a short 1 for them. Not even 3rd and a short 1. 3rd and inches. 2:21. Nix, single back under center. Couple of tight ends in for him now. Lewis and trying to hard count. Nix will sneak it forward, and I think he has just enough. Nix has a first down on a quarterback sneak, and the Raiders will be charged their final timeout. 2:18 on the clock. No stop from them. 1 first down likely ends this game. Raiders will have the 2-minute warning to stop the clock for them, but other than that, they will have no opportunity to stop it from here. A first down and some clock run by the Broncos likely ends this thing. 2:18 to go on the clock. Broncos trying to fizzle away a rough-looking win. Believe it, we're believing right here. I got a massive boner that's the size of this cup. That's how hard I'm believing. 2:18 on the clock. Raiders cannot stop it any longer. 1st and 10 Denver after a quarterback sneak by Bo Nix. Broncos have led pretty much all second half when they weren't tied. Raiders missed a game-tying field goal. And Denver trying to end this thing. Broncos coming out I formation. Nix making a change at the line. Nix snaps it, hands it off. Dobbins downhill, fighting through tackles. Gain of 7. The Raiders are on life support. 2:09 counting down. Broncos are very, very happy to run this to the 2-minute warning. And I think I'm going to do me a couple of high knees. I've accidentally opened my settings with the push of a key. Oh no. Final 2 minutes. Final 2 minutes. Anyone ever watch Perna? Oh, I watch Perna. All right, here we go. High knees for the offense. high knees for the offense. Bagel, that was not an opportunity for you to get up in my face. Here we go. Final 2 minutes. I got the high knees in for the offense. Okay, lay down. Bagel, lay down. Brother. Okay. Chill out, lay down. My dog wants attention. Final 2 minutes. 2nd and 3 for the Broncos now, coming off of the 2-minute warning. Perna's on my shit list with the curse wheel. Understandable. He probably gets jumped if he ever goes to Indianapolis here within the next 2 months. Guaranteed. So here we go. Broncos now in the huddle. 2nd and 3 now. 2 minutes to go in the game. Broncos can likely put this thing away with a score or a first down. We'll see what happens. Nix, I form once again. Sherfield, the only receiver at the top of the formation. We got Lewis and Troutman in. Prentice in as well for the I. Nix hands it off. Dobbins left side. Dobbins with a crease, and Dobbins will have a first down. And that should be the one to end it. 1:48 and ticking down. Broncos get a first down. Crucial first down. Broncos should be able to kneel this thing out at 10-7. Don't do anything cute, Sean. Just kneel this ball and get the fuck out of here. Like using voodoo dolls for the team we were playing that week at work. It's my thing. Hell yeah. I'm into it. If it lets us win, I'm into it. So, minute 18 and ticking down. Broncos into victory formation. Nix takes the first knee. And they are going to run that clock down. 2nd and 11. My God. This is the most Thursday night game to have ever Thursday night gamed ever. I'd almost argue this game was a harder watch than whatever the fuck the Colts and Broncos did a couple of years ago. My God. So they're taking the wrap off of Gino's leg. Broncos remain in victory formation. Takes the knee once again, and the Broncos are going to run this entire clock out. Broncos are going to walk out with a 10-7 victory at home. Good God, what an ugly, ugly watch. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. So, no spread covering. Sorry for your bet, bok choy. No touchdown at the end of it. Broncos just want to kneel this thing out. Broncos extend their win streak to 7. Sent me a Game Orange soda. Dude, that's so gas! How do you keep cooking like this? What do you mean? Oh my God! Oh, that is so good! You are a wizard, Ender Games. You are a fucking wizard. You are a fucking wizard, Ender Games. Oh my God. Yeah, you're getting paid. You will be getting paid. All right, well, as Thursday Night Football goes, I am also going to bounce. I am going to try and get a post-game show recorded before my bedtime goes and passes. I still got to shower and shit tonight. So, thank you, everybody, for coming out to the stream. Ender Games, special shout out to you for the graphics that we have now live for what's going to be on the post-game show. You are an absolute graphics wizard. Too much time on your hands? Hell, shit, dude, go into graphic design if this is too much time on your hands. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to like the stream on the way out, and I will see you guys on that post-game show. I am going to go get to work on recording that right now. I have the absolute best audience in the National Football League, and that will not be disputed. Broncos now on a mini bye, and they'll be working on Kansas City next week. Of course, I'll be there for you. Yeah, and you know what? I might call a Colts game this week. We'll see. Little treat to Ender Games. Once again, thank you everybody so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Yeah, thanks for spending time, everybody. Y'all are awesome.